Rough night for the Mets offense as they came up lame. They got shut out by the Phillies 1-0. Nick Castellanos with the RBI single in the second, and that was it for the offense and the night as the Phillies take the series opener. Aaron Nola, who has struggled this season, did not last night. 6 innings, 3 hit balls, 7 strikeouts for the win. The rookie Nolan McLean was good. 5 1/3, gave up 1 run. He took the loss. Carlos Mendoza knows 1 inning did him in.
That second inning, a couple of non-execute sweeper. He left it middle there, and they got him. But I thought the way he used all of his pitches, the sinker, curveball, changeup, the cutter, he was good. They ran his pitch count up, obviously, but overall, I thought he handled it really well.
The Mets had 2nd and 3rd and only 1 out in the 9th, but Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez struck out to end the game. Sean Manaea takes the ball tonight facing Ranger Suarez and Mets Odyssey Radio at 6:45. The Mets lead the Giants now by 3 games for the 3rd wild card. San Francisco beat Arizona. The Yankees home for the Tigers tonight. We'll have it on the Fan at 7:05. Monday Night Football, Vikings over the Bears 27-24. Minnesota scored 21 points in the 4th for the come-from-behind win. You've got the Bears in Detroit on Sunday. Sunday night, the Vikings home for the Falcons. This report brought to you by Total Orthopedics. They are Long Island's premier orthopedic practice. From simple sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they are the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com today. 66 in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Well, it was an extremely frustrating game last night for the Mets, BT. I mean, a lot of things the Mets did incorrectly that drove you absolutely up a wall. And this report is brought to you by, they drove you up a wall.
Patrick Ewing scored 35 points last night. Take it away, man.
You know, I've never done an update before. I'm not going to start now, although I might have to soon. Who knows? So, look, a frustrating night, but I'm still, I'm not worried about the Mets missing the postseason. I'm annoyed that they lost a tight game to the Phillies, and we can break down why they lost that game and the annoying things about it. But I still feel very comfortable in the Mets getting to the postseason and then being dangerous once they get to the playoffs.
Okay, listen, I understand the confidence to an extent, but that's too much for me. But I'm also not going to be completely on the other side and say Mets are done, it's over. But I do think that this could go either way. I really do. The Mets are not playing well. The teams that's chasing them right now, the Giants, are playing well. The math is still in their favor, but the recent snapshot, they have not... it's been a while, where they just haven't looked crisp, whether it's the National Series where they lost a couple, whether it's the Marlins Series where they lost 3. The Mets have been a little iffy for a while here. But I got to tell you why I am worried in one regard, and it's not the conventional regard. I mean, obviously, the offense is not doing a whole lot now. Of course, without the young kids saving the pitching staff, I mean, the Mets would be in tatters right now. Then they would not be a playoff team. I got to tell you, I think something that's been hinted at a little bit this year, I've thrown a few lines in the water, but the more I watch this team in big spots and high-leverage situations, I'm worried about the manager. Now, let me be very clear about this. This is not getting on the air and saying fire Mendoza. I thought he did a really good job last year, and I think that he can grow into a highly above average manager. But the man makes a lot of mistakes when mistakes cannot be made. It's pretty evident, whether it's the bullpen, sticking with a guy too long, or pulling somebody out too early, or not pinch running, or pinch hitting. He's been pretty sloppy, Sal.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean, I think last night in particular had a major issue with pinch hitting Luisán Acuna, where he did it for Cedric Mullins, who, by the way, stinks.
No, he's been terrible.
See, that to me is on David Stearns. If the Mets don't go far in the playoffs or for whatever reason don't make the playoffs, it's on Stearns and his acquisitions at the deadline. We all said at the same time, Mullins, what's he really? Nothing moved. Meanwhile, Harrison Bader lighting up for the Phillies. Anyway, Mullins can't get a bunt down. They pinch hit for him later in the game, and they do so with the Luisán Acuna, who I love. I said this to Mendy's face when I went out to Citi Field and spoke to Carlos Mendoza in the locker room. Anyway, I said it to his face, dude. And when we actually had him on that next day or whatever that week. Dude, when are you going to start valuing defense instead of offense? I want Acuna on this team as a weapon. So I like him for defense late and speed on the bases. Instead, he pinch hits him there where you had Mauricio or literally pick somebody else. I don't even care who it is. Just save Luisán Acuna. He's not a pinch hitter. You want him in the game, especially a one-run game like that, for a pinch running spot, which he burns him as a pinch hitter. Then when a pinch runner is needed, you go with Mauricio, who might be slower than Pete Alonso, and that costs the Mets dearly. So I had an issue with that from Mendoza, but I certainly don't look at him as he's a problem in any way, shape, or form. I love the way that he's handled the bullpen. Last night, Helsley bringing him in the same exact spot that you and I got into an argument with last week. He came through. He looked good. That's the one positive from.
That's a positive. He looked good, Helsley.
It doesn't mean he's going to be great from now on, but that's a big spot on the road. One-run game in that ballpark against that team.
I'm not going to be unfair.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to be unfair with that. So last night to me was very confounding. And if it was the first time that this popped up, I'd say, okay, it just didn't work out. Maybe an odd strategy here. But I even go back to, I think that was August 8th here. And I remember talking about it on the air the next day because I've kind of hinted at this. It's never been like Mendoza's awful. That's an unfair, ridiculous, inaccurate take here. But I do wonder if he's enough of an asset to elevate, because there's instances to me where his decision-making's become a detriment. And it wasn't just last night, Sal. You go back to that August 8th game there when Marte, who's had leg issues, has been in and out of the order, is on second base, McNeil with a base hit up the middle, and he gets thrown out by a step out, game over. You had Tyrone Taylor was still healthy at that point, who's got a 95% sprint speed. Marte's about 22, 23. And you just, for whatever reason, didn't do it. And to me, these are layups here. And last night was the most egregious one, because I understand that you can get caught in between looking too far ahead or the other manager has a better night. But to be of clear mind in a massive game where you're running out of time to make, they're not going to win the division, but you're not thinking that if you're Mendoza, and you send up a guy who's an elite fielder, an elite, base runner, and a below average hitter, and you put him up there to do the one thing that he's not good at. That's a bad move.
Yeah, they were going based off the matchups.
I don't care about the matchups.
I'm just saying, but that's what managers do
but
nowadays.
What if he does this in October, Sal? That loses you a playoff game.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Is he perfect? No, and I do think he's had a down year, certainly compared to year one where he was great. But the things that I truly value, holding guys accountable, no-nonsense type guy, those things Mendoza does very well. So I value that. Every manager, unfortunately, is going to go by the books and analytics and whatever. Okay, well, Mullins is not going to hit in this spot against a lefty. I'm going to pinch hit with my righty bat. I'm going to trust, but probably the splits on Mauricio aren't very good, so he felt like Acuna. Now, it was not a good move. I thought, as a matter of fact, a stupid move, not having Acuna tied to the bench in case you needed him in a one-run game if somebody got on.
He's a weapon.
He
got to know when to use him.
Correct. So I thought that was a terrible mistake last night. But if I go over the list of concerns about this Mets team, like Mendoza doesn't even scratch the surface. The offense, yet again, inconsistent, if not flat out absent. That can't happen. The starting pitching, obviously, the inconsistencies with certain guys in the bullpen, the roster. To me, before I get to Mendoza, I've got at least 5 or 6 things that are more pressing.
All right, fair enough. Now, here's the thing, though. So I'm going to go back to Joe Torre. Joe Torre was not a great manager. With all due respect to the great Joe Torre was good. And Joe Torre was able to take a collection of elite talent and, by the way, keep them motivated, kick them in the ass when they needed to. Joe was hard behind closed doors because it was a different era. But I don't think he was a great, tactician or strategist like Tony La Russa or some of these other great minds of the game. He was not that, okay? And it was okay because the Yankees were so loaded that it worked. The Mets are not loaded, all right? Now, they might be loaded in 2 or 3 years. They're not loaded now. They're hoping, and so far the young pitchers look great. I love the kid, even with the blister last night battling. He's a stud. But the Mets are not fully loaded right now. This is not the Death Star ready to just destroy the National League and eventually the American League of the World Series. They're not that. So you're going to find yourself in a lot of close games. And I'm going to stand by this. And Met fans, you can attack me. You can agree. 888-808-1019. I'm sorry. I watch every Met game like you guys do, and I see a manager who makes a lot of mistakes when you shouldn't make them.
BT and Sal on the Fan, our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody feels like everybody's thinking the division is over at this particular point. I'm not sure what the difference is now than 2 weeks ago. I mean, the Mets were unlikely. Once they lost that game to Atlanta ahead of the Philly series last time, they were unlikely to win the division there. And at this point, 18 games to go, 8 games back. Yeah, the Mets seems impossible. But we'll see what happens. What if they win 3 straight against the Phillies? Then what? Division's going to be back on?
Well,
So,
I'm not saying they're going to get swept here.
No,
I don't know what the heck's going to happen tonight. I'm just saying that Mendy's got to be better and the hitting's got to wake up.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's the feeling. And then if you take that out, which obviously you would take that out for the most part, then you look at the wild card standings. Giants won again last night, so it's just a 3-game lead now for the Mets for that final wild card spot. Padres won again as well, so the Padres have a 3-game lead on the Mets for the second spot, where the Mets were closing in on them earlier, last week, I guess it was. Jeff is in Oceanside starting us off. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, good morning, guys. I've called you guys before. Big Mets fan. I don't like Mendy. Mendy was brutal last night. Brutal. And a couple of things. You guys spoke about it. Acuna has to be the pinch runner, not the pinch hitter. Mauricio has to hit where Acuna hit. That was ridiculous. You know Alvarez is anxious and a big swinger. Tell him to go up there. Hey, take a strike. Give him the take sign.
That's not on Mendy. That's on Alvarez. Is Alvarez a major leaguer or not?
That is on Mendy.
No, it's not.
You're the manager.
Jeff, that's not on the manager.
It is.
It's not on the manager. It's on the big league player who's Carlos Mendoza is going to tell Francisco Alvarez what to do there? No, come on. Jeff, it doesn't work like that.
Because you have to take control of the situation. You have to take control of the situation.
He's the manager.
And also,
he's not getting in the batter's box. That's ridiculous. I agree with you, Jeff.
Jeff, you just said it. You just said it. He's the manager. Don't come up. Let me talk for 1 minute. He's the manager. He has to set the tone. And also, Nimmo should have bunted. Acuna should have been pinch running. BT got it right. Mendy, I think he did a good job last year. He's taken a big step back this year. He seems like the players like him. They play hard, but he doesn't win games for you. You need a manager to win games for you here and there.
What the hell are you talking about? He doesn't win games for you. I mean, is his first...
He lost the game last night. He lost the game last night for them.
No, he didn't lose the game. Thanks for the call, Jeff. He did not lose the game last night. Jeff wants to get on Carlos Mendoza, and he's saying that he should have done something about Francisco Alvarez at bat. I mean, give me a break.
The Alvarez at bat was one of the worst. That may have been the worst at bat in the major leagues all season. I mean, talk about being overmatched. Now, listen, Alvarez just got back, and both hands are jacked up. The pitcher he's going against is a stud. That curveball's nasty, but you will not see 3 straight swings where you basically missed by a foot and a half. It was. Well, you know what he was doing. Non-competitive.
You know what he's doing. He saw Duran blow away Jeff McNeil, and he's going up there saying, "Give me your best fastball, and I'm going to turn this thing around."
Yeah, but and he's pulling the string, and he's outside soft, and he was
3 times in a row.
Yeah, and I'm going to defend Mendoza there. Now you want to tell me, hey, listen, okay, and maybe Mendoza did in his own way. Hey, listen, zone in on this. Let's not be too loose and expand the zone first pitch here. But I don't think that managers, unless you're down like 4, you should know when to take a pitch and when not to. So I think what Jeff said, even though I'm with his larger point that Mendoza's been very spotty this year, I don't think it's fair to get on Mendoza for not saying to take the first pitch from Alvarez's at bat.
Yeah, there's a big difference. I think it's fair to criticize any manager, and in this case, Carlos Mendoza, about certain moves that he's made. You want to have concerns about him long term. I don't have to. Whatever. That's fine. That's debatable. What is not debatable is that you can't blame Carlos Mendoza or any manager for any particular player, especially one who's established in the big leagues. You want to say a rookie is in that spot? Then the argument should be, well, you shouldn't let the rookie hit in that spot. You can't blame Mendoza when Alvarez goes out there looking like he doesn't have a clue.
No, I'm not. By the way, I know I want to make sure we get to. I want to get back to these calls, but I want to make sure that we get to the play with Mauricio with the read on the double by Vientos. That's a baseball discussion that I think a lot of people are missing. I want to do it now, but I do want to get to that. I think there's a lot of nuance there. I heard Zeal's explanation, which I don't agree with. We'll get to it later.
Charlie's in Bethpage. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Charles.
Hey, good morning, boys. The inconsistency. September's when they got to start playing baseball. I mean, I would like to take the division, but I just want to see clear baseball. I'm hitting every night. I mean, a couple of games we go 10, 11 runs we're scoring, and then we disappear for a week. I mean, it's just no consistency at the bat. Cedric Mullins, what did we give ball for? A bag of balls for him?
Basically.
I mean, that is not the same guy. That is not the same guy who came to Yankee Stadium a couple of years ago playing for Baltimore. It's a different guy out there.
He might be finished. He might be done.
It's an automatic out. It's an automatic out.
He's also trying to find himself here, and thank you for the call, Charlie. Like, it's Cedric Mullins should not be the key to the Mets' struggles here. He's not, but he hasn't helped at all. And at the trade deadline, you're trying to get guys who are going to help. So he's been a total zero. He himself would acknowledge that. We'll see what happens if he even gets more playing time moving forward. But last night, that's my bigger issue. Like, Mendoza was awful last night, specifically with the Acuna thing. But that's not why they lost the game. They lost the game because they can't hit. The Mets all of a sudden can't hit Aaron Nola in Philadelphia in that bandbox of a ballpark?
I don't get it, man.
Come
He's
on.
throwing 92-mile-per-hour fastballs. That's batting practice stuff right there. He does not throw. We know he doesn't throw hard, but that was an ugly look for the Mets last night. It really was.
You name it, up and down that lineup. Oh, the big bad core four. And by the way, Brett Beatty getting picked off for first base in a spot where Soto was working that at bat against Nola, a spot that I'm sitting there thinking he's got him here. He's going to hit a 2-run homer, hit one in the gap. I know he came back the next inning and struck out. Just a totally different circumstance. You got a runner on in that spot. Aaron Nola to Juan Soto with 2 outs. Thank you. I'll sign up for that anytime.
Yeah.
And Beatty gets picked off for first. That's inexcusable.
I saw your tweet. And what I didn't understand, and Keith talked about this, I think it was very astute, like Beta, more and more of these players are taking leads. So think about when you played whatever level you're 10 years old, it doesn't matter. You take your lead off first base, and you're parallel to the bag. Now, when you're on second base or third, you get a deeper lead. But these guys now, for whatever, and I'm sure it's analytically driven, of course, 1/10 of a second as you get to second base when you run, they're now taking leads almost where they're going back into right field. So when he dove back into the bag, his arm had more distance to get back to the corner of the bag because he was so far behind the bag.
Yeah, that seems like common sense, right? Get further away from the base. Like they used to teach us in Little League, the closest, quickest path back to the base. That's what you do. Shortest path back to the
A
base.
to B.
And now it's the opposite way. And either way, I don't care how many stolen bases the Mets have. The first base coach, like in that spot, that's where, instead of saying Mendoza should tell Alvarez how to hit, in that spot, the first base coach's job is to tell Brett Beatty, hey, Brett, I know you know this, but get your ass glued to this first base bag with that guy up. Do not move. I'm like, well, what good's the lead going to do? I don't want to hear it.
Maybe he was going to steal. I mean, the Mets never get thrown out. Well, I know it's with Soto. I get that. But the Mets never get thrown out by catchers. So if that's what they do, which is what they do, based on the numbers that they have, their first base coach, I know we're getting on him for the lead, but he's been phenomenal. I mean, maybe he was getting ready to run.
Even that, to me, would be stupid baseball. So, and the Mets did that, obviously, last night. John is calling from Wausau. What's up, John?
I cannot believe Steve Cohen and David Stearns are playing us Met fans like absolute fools. You want me to elaborate here?
Of course.
They bring up the 3 guys because they know they have no shot at winning a title this year, and they say to us, well, in their minds, well, if we don't win, look, Met fans, look what we got to look forward to next year. When have you ever seen a team in a pennant race bring up 3 rookies? You're going to go with rookies to try to win a championship? Why don't you just come out and say, listen, we have no shot this year. This is what we're going to do.
Why would they say that? Why?
Because they're BT. Yeah. You know well if they're bringing up these 3 kids, they have no faith in this
John,
team.
hold on a sec, John. So if you're in the playoffs, you got a shot, number one. Now, do I think the Mets are built to go on a multiple series run to win the World Series? I don't. I haven't thought that all year.
If they would have brought up the 1 guy, I would have said, okay, he brought up 3 of them. They're trying
because
to
the other guys
showcase their
stink.
guys.
If anything, they're giving Mets fans belief and hope because the other guys, thanks for the call, the other guys were so bad that they went into the system probably a little bit earlier than they wanted to give them a chance to win a championship. I would say it's the exact opposite of what he just said.
John, you're clueless on this one. The Mets have had rookies make 8 starts in the last, whenever McClain got called up, end of August, that is, or mid-August. 8 starts. All 8 have been, I don't know about quality by the definition.
I think they have been, actually, at least 7 of them.
The worst one was Tong on Saturday, who went 6 innings in the last 4 runs.
So that is a quality start, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. So
quality.
8 for 8. So what do you think? They're tanking the season, just saying, hey, dangling the future? No, they're trying to survive. If not for these young pitchers, the Mets would be dead in the water right now.
They would be.
They know it. They're aware of the issues here. They also know they're up against it and that this might not be sustainable. Like, at some point, McClain, Tong, Sproat, like even the best guys. We saw Max Fried have a rough patch. Like even the best guys are going to hit a rough patch here. McClain hasn't happened through 5 starts. Tong been okay through 2. And Sproat's been 1 star. Like they can't continue at this pace, I wouldn't think. And but so far they have, and it's helped the Mets maintain a playoff spot.
And the bottom line is this, the guys who make the big money, and we know who they are on both of these teams in New York, they better start hitting. They better start hitting again. I mean, the Mets' bats are just way too quiet.
Well, that's why it's just inconsistent. I'm okay with the bullpen. for the Mets, and it's going to get better in the playoffs because you don't need six. The Mets have 6 starters. Like, they can't come up with one good one, but they're going with a 6-man rotation. That does not make any sense to me.
And McGill's out. You saw that.
I did see that. Yeah, well, that's how you know how bad it is that me, who can't stand Tyler McGill, begging for McGill to come back because the guys here aren't cutting it. So they need somebody else. They need another arm, but he's not coming back. Point is, in the postseason, assuming that they get there, that gets shortened. So that should also eliminate one of the weaknesses. The offense, though, that's a problem to me because against good pitching, they got overmatched on Sunday. Green with the Reds was blowing them away. And then again last night, Nola on his game. The Mets get shut down. That can't happen here when they're trying to get a playoff spot. 888-808-1019. More of your calls when we come back.
Yeah, we'll get to them, Sal. No doubt. Big Mets Day on the show here. Hey, FanDuel's getting you ready for the kickoff with an offer you don't want to miss here. New customers can bet just $5 to get $300 back in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5. And if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Build whatever you want, whether it's parlays, player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style is. FanDuel got you covered here. The NFL season finally back, and it's here, and it's awesome. And the only question is, are you ready to play here? And if you are, but you haven't signed up yet, pretty simple. Just visit FanDuel.com/BT to download the FanDuel app today. Simple to use, easy to navigate, and then you get going here, make some money here. That's FanDuel.com/BT. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid right away. FanDuel is the official partner of us here at WFAN 21+, and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Hey, it's Tiki. Are you looking to enhance your home experience? Discover the new Sloman's Shield Link, the ultimate all-in-one ecosystem for integrating your smart devices with the Sloman's Shield. Sloman's Shield Link takes everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects other devices to react based on your actions. Imagine arriving at home at night and your lights, favorite music, and TV turn on as you enter your home. Whether you want your thermostats to turn down when you turn on your alarm or automatically lock your doors and ensure your security lighting is on. These scenarios are a reality with the Sloman's Shield Link integration platform. The Sloman's Shield Link is compatible with devices you already have in your home. Sloman's includes installation for all devices. Plus, they offer 24/7 support. Whether you need to troubleshoot a problem or want to add programming, you can call at any time. Embrace the future of home living by calling 1-800-ALARM me today or visit SlomanShieldLink.com to get the Sloman's Shield Link.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Get ready for the concert event of the summer. On the road again. Catch Willie Nelson and family. Bob Dylan. Sheryl Crow. And more at the Outlaw Music Festival's 10th anniversary tour. Saturday, September 13th. PNC Bank Arts Center. Get access to preferred tickets with your Citi card. For tickets and more, go to LiveNation.com and OutlawMusicFestival.com.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
At Nielsen, Fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always zero down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xE, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, do it sign a Cherokee, $38.94, Wrangler, $43.94, add tax tag, $498, dock and DMV.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
If you've been waiting to update your home, don't wait any longer because Macy's Labor Day sale has our lowest prices of the season on everything. From our exclusive Radley sectional in so many fabric and leather options to our beautifully crafted Headworth Queen bed, plus top mattress brands like Sealy and Beauty Rest for that new bed, all at 20 to 60% off, over half off. But don't wait any longer. Our lowest prices of the season won't last forever. Hurry into Macy's today. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey.
Yes.
I'm more like, I know the division is over. I felt that way for a while, but I still hold out hope that the division is more possible than it is that the Mets miss the playoffs. Like, that's where my mindset is at. I'm not even thinking about missing the postseason. Still 3 games up. I think they've got better baseball to play here. 18 games ago, I think they'll figure it out. Where are you at with the Mets in the postseason?
I believe that they'll get in, but I do believe that they're closer to missing it than winning the division.
Okay, now Hoff is the extreme all the way. What is your issue? You as the big Met fan that you are,
well,
Pete
I
Hoffman.
had a eureka moment yesterday doing a WFAN Daily. I was sitting there breaking down another bad loss, and then I started looking over the schedule, and I go, they're going to lose. They're going to collapse. It's 8-18 for the division, which they're not catching. They have 3 games left against the Phillies. The Giants are 3 games behind them, who are hotter than ever. It's just so typical, by the way. Look at this. The Mets made a trade for their top reliever in Tyler Rogers, gave away Jose Butto, Drew Gilbert, and guess who are doing great? For the Giants, of course, the ex-Mets, along with Joey Lucchesi and Wilmer Flores, but that's whatever. That is what it is. How about the schedule in front of them? You have the Phillies right now. You're going to play the
Rangers. The
you
Mets
got the Rangers. Yeah,
they play the Padres. Had that.
And guess who they end with? Who always? This is reminiscent of 2007
Marlins
and 2008. Exactly. You think that the Marlins going to come in to town? Are we even playing them at home?
There.
Okay. We're going to. You think that we're going to take all 3 games? The Mets have to clinch. They're going to clinch 160, 162 if they clinch at all.
Put it this way.
They got to do it in Miami.
Put it this way. They're going to have to earn it. Like, I don't think the Mets are going to back their way in with their schedule. But what makes you think that?
But here's the other thing. So you guys just talked about, it's not on Mendoza. I don't even want to talk about Stearns right now because we go through all the 12 prospects he gave up for 4 duds at the trade deadline. duds, absolute zeros. But besides that, the fact is, fundamentally, the base paths, they are terrible. The fact that we've had multiple games that we can't figure out how to send a runner home from third. I mean, you
that
bring
is
it.
true.
You stole. Hold on a second, guys. They've stolen 2,768 billion bases over the past 12 weeks, and we can't send Ronnie Mauricio in the ninth inning to second base. We can't even put an attempt down. You're telling me he can't steal a base? That's why he's there, is to get the bag to put himself in scoring position. He can't do that.
Do you know why they didn't send him? Because it would have been out by 10 feet.
Well, he's saying that's why.
He's saying even so.
They would have been out
huh?
of everybody. They stole 37,000 bases in a row without getting caught.
So to sum it up,
you can't steal a base.
Sum it up. You don't think the Mets are going to the playoffs?
No, they're done.
Jeez.
I'm sorry to break the news to guys. It's a eureka moment. It happened. I can't believe it. It sucks.
I have not looked. Did you look at the other team schedules?
I wish you guys were playing the Giants to end the season. Oh my God!
The Padres 3 in a row is good enough. I mean, the Mets can catch the Padres here. Padres coming home. Like
the Mets can do everything provided they start playing well. I mean, that's the problem.
But look at the other
of course
teams.
they can win 4 in a row, but you got to hit.
Look at the other team. Like, you think the Dodgers are playing well?
No,
dude, the Dodgers.
No, they're not. I know they're not.
They had a no-hitter.
I know.
They
2 outs in the ninth inning.
I know.
3-0. They lose to the Orioles.
But the Dodgers have championship DNA. This team doesn't. It's different.
Yeah, and that's the problem is I was excited. Guys, they were about to do something in Mets history they've never done. They were about to go to the playoffs. Listen to this. 3 out of 4 years, and I was about to pop champagne for that. Think about 3 in 60-plus years of being a franchise. I was excited that they were going to hit the plateau of 3 out of 4 years making the playoffs. They've made the playoffs back-to-back 3 times in their career.
They're up 3 games. They're going to get there. Relax.
No, they're not. I think it's time for people to to sniff reality. Nothing has changed over the past decade, and I hate to say this because I don't want to say it, but it's reminiscent of Wilpon-esque.
Oh, come on.
It's not financial. It's not It's not
financial. On the fan.
Yes, thank you very much. Long time, first time, long time. It's not financially based. It's just stupidity of moves. And I'm sorry, David Stearns, you're the smartest guy in the room. Maybe you should take a notch down and try to be like reality, not like, hey, I have a piece of paper and these guys should technically do what I need them to do.
Did you guys see the stat? I knew it was bad. I hadn't heard the update in a minute, so I heard it last night when Gary said it on the post-game show with Todd. The New York Mets in 2025, this is unfathomably bad, are 0-60.
Yeah, when trailing after 8.
When trailing going into the ninth inning, the only team in Major League Baseball not to get a win with those circumstances. 0-60.
Yeah, the Orioles were the other team, and they ended up walking off the Dodgers after a no-hitter.
So the Giants' schedule, who would you say would be the biggest threat to you?
Giants.
Okay.
Not worried about the Reds.
Giants' schedule. 2 more with the Diamondbacks at home.
That's scrappy, tough, yep.
3 with the Dodgers at home.
Never know.
3 in Arizona.
Scrappy.
4 against the Dodgers in L.A.
Oh.
3 against the Cardinals at home, and then they close with the Rockies.
Now, they get a little gift at the end there.
All right, but
they
still,
could win 5 out of 6, and that could be the difference.
But still.
Cardinals, Rockies? I wish you guys had that. That'd be easier.
That is not an easy. I mean, they played the Dodgers 7 times.
No, but if you could just serve court, I mean, 5. The Cardinals are terrible, and the Rockies are worse.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good way to finish.
I get it. It's not like every team is going to be a world beater here, but they're also the Giants. Like, they're not that good. So
are the Mets that good?
I do. I think they are, yeah.
Well, then what's going on if they're so good?
Well, what do you mean so good? Let me ask, who is good? I just asked you the Dodgers, right? Because everybody compares the Dodgers.
I don't think there's that many good teams. I'm not making a case for that many.
But that's what we're talking about.
Philly's better.
But that's what we're talking about.
I'll start with that. Philly's better.
And how come the Mets have owned them head-to-head?
I don't know, but why are the Mets 8 back?
Well, if Philly's better than the Mets are, why, when they play head-to-head, the Mets have owned them? You can go back to last year.
I don't have an answer.
But you just said the Mets aren't that good. You said Philly's good.
No, I get that, but Philly's going to win 95 games. The Mets are lucky if they win 85. I understand the head-to-head aspect. I'm not trying to dismiss that. I get that. Impressive. Last October this year, understood. But the Mets are right back.
Okay.
8.
So, but again, I don't understand the point. Well, what is your point? That
what do you mean, what is my point?
I'm asking you what your point. I don't understand.
The point is that the Mets aren't as good as you think they are. That's the point.
Are they in
There's
the
no
playoffs?
problems with the Mets.
Are they
my bad.
I'm
sorry.
Are they in the playoffs right now?
Yes.
So what's the problem?
But the problem is they got a $340 million payroll and they're falling apart.
They're not falling apart.
What?
That's ridiculous. They've actually
they lost 3 or 4 to the Marlins.
Yeah, okay.
They lost 2 or 3 to the
and
Nats.
What they do before
the Mets aren't falling apart.
They swept no, they're not falling apart.
The Mets have stunk for 4 months this season,
That's not
Sal.
true. That's not true.
It is true.
Right. If they're so
they started well, and since then they've been one of the worst teams in baseball.
Right. You're right.
No, I am right. It's true.
Right. They suck. Somehow they...
No, but Sal, that's a different... I'm not saying that they suck.
BT, they're in the playoffs.
I understand
the team you just said, who's good in the National League? Who's good?
The team in front of them is the Phillies.
And they have beaten them head-to-head, including a playoff matchup last year, more.
They're
that doesn't count then.
I'm not saying it doesn't count, but
Sal, but that's the one team. That's the one team that you said's better. You want to give me Milwaukee? Is Milwaukee better?
I mean, it's close. I know what the record is, so based on the record, yeah.
Okay.
Brewers are better.
I'll give you that.
So that's 2.
I'll give you that.
Dodgers are champions. I'll say Dodgers, probably 3. I think the Padres might be better, maybe 4.
And I'm not scared of all of them. I'm
not saying you should be afraid of them, but you got to understand what you're looking at. I mean, come on.
I am. I don't think you're looking at
anything. The Mets don't score any runs.
Then it's a miracle how they're 3 games up on a playoff spot. I don't know how that's possible.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, that's where it's ridiculous. I mean...
Dude, but is it really a miracle? Think about this, Sal. What saved the Mets season this year? We all know the answer. Incredibly appealing young starting pitching.
Okay.
So the fact that they've had to parachute in on the season and save it is problematic.
I don't see it.
Okay.
I mean, the goal is to make the playoffs, is it not?
Yes, it is. Well, no, the goal is to win the World Series.
Okay, well...
that's the goal.
Yeah,
that should be the goal.
To do
that's my goal.
Yeah,
that should be your goal. I think it is.
It is. To do that, what has to happen?
Well, you got to make the playoffs. See, I get that, but you're nuts. You don't think I get that, but if you don't think the Mets have a massive amount of problems, I don't know what to tell you. I think Mendy's had a bad year. I think the starting pitching's been a train wreck. I think your top 4's been manually inconsistent. I think the bullpen's been a mess. I think you stink on the bases, and I think you don't catch the baseball well enough. Now, the good
and
news
yet
for
they're
you...
still a playoff team. I don't know how they do it.
Today they are.
Yeah.
Today they are.
Right. Okay.
So no fears, no concerns.
The next day they will be.
True. Tomorrow they will be, even if they lose tonight. Now they'll be 9 out, but then maybe they'll be 2 up.
Like here's the issue that I have.
Right.
I've seen, so have you, plenty of teams where the Mets have, plenty of years where the Mets have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of being 3 in a playoff spot, they'd be 3 back of a playoff spot, and we'd be talking about it. Well, can they make it? I don't know. It doesn't look good. Can they? Like, almost everything for them has gone wrong. Manaya's been useless. Senga's been useless. The trade deadline acquisitions outside Tyler Rogers have been useless. The guys are not hitting consistently. Lindor's been inconsistent. Whatever. You pick a Met, they've been inconsistent outside of Juan Soto. And yet they're still in the playoffs. So for me, I'm not sounding the alarm or making like everything's
I don't
bad.
need you to. Listen, I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying, though, I've moved the goalposts for the Mets, and not to be that guy who's trying to be that guy, but I've moved them because you were almost in the World Series last year, and you have a payroll that's #1 in baseball. So I don't think it's any grand accomplishment to sit here and say, we're still a playoff team. You should be.
No, nobody said it's a grand accomplishment, but you said the end goal, and I agree, is to win a World Series. Have the Mets been ruled out of winning a World Series?
They have not been, but I do not think that they're good enough to do it.
Well,
and we'll find out.
You
we'll
also
see.
didn't think they were good enough to get to the NLCS last year.
Nobody did.
Okay, but so then it doesn't mean anything.
No, it does when you show some. Mets played better baseball last year. The Mets played a crisper, more consistent brand of baseball. Now, can they turn it on starting tonight with a 3-run bomb in the first inning? Of course, it's baseball. I'm not saying the Mets aren't going to make the playoffs. What I'm saying is getting pretty dicey, and they're not playing well, and they haven't played well for a while. That's not a great combo.
So who is playing well exactly? The Brewers 6-4 in their last 10. The Cubs 5-5.
Well, the Giants are playing great right now.
The Giants, okay, they're one team, and they're 7-3 in their last 10. The Giants, the big bad almighty Giants, who were sellers at the trade deadline, they're 73-71. You were poking fun of the Mets, saying that they're lucky to win 85 games.
I'm not poking fun of them. I'm just pointing out the reality of their season. That's not poking fun.
Right, but then how come
you make it seem like I'm making things up. Everything I said is spot on.
The reality of their season, you're saying, is that they can win 85 games, whatever it may be. The Giants have 73 wins right now. Are they going to win 85 games?
The Mets have 76.
Okay, right? 3 games more. There's 18 games to go.
Dude, you've seen this script, and I'm not saying that you're destined to it again this year. I actually hope for Met fans you're not. But to sit here and say that, with 18 to go, and the way, and even forget about the history with the Marlins and upset, forget about that. Just answer me this. Do the Mets look like they look good right now? On any measurement, starting pitching, hitting, catching the ball, do they look like a team? And I know that it could change, but like right now, you feel good about this group?
Here's why.
So the answer is yes? You feel good?
Yeah, I do. Here's why.
All right. I mean,
here's why.
You're digging in. All right.
Do the Mets have a closer?
Yes.
One of the best in the game.
Yes, but the problem is no, there is one but, and I'll let you go.
Right.
The one but is you got to have leads to use the closer.
Understood.
Okay.
Do the Mets have a proven playoff commodity at the top of their order?
They got a couple of players who, when they're on, they're terrific.
A couple.
Proven.
Proven in the postseason.
For sure.
Do the Mets have an ace right now?
They do, and I love the kid. But it's early, and I hope he doesn't hit into a wall.
Understood.
Because if these young kids go the wrong way, and I think McClain is, I don't think he's Seaver like Boomer, but I think McClain is filthy and awesome. But if he gets tired, and, now the other guys, it's dude. Manaea's a mess. Peterson's been stunk for 5 weeks.
You gave me a lot of but
Senga's in the minors.
Thankfully, you gave me a lot of but ifs. All I was asking is a simple question. Do they have the closer? Yes.
Okay.
Do they have the top of the rotation ace right now?
I gave you yes. I'm not trying to be unfair.
Do they have guys at the top of the order that are proven the postseason?
They do.
Those are the reasons why I believe.
Fair enough.
That once they, it doesn't mean that that's going to happen.
I hear you.
But those are legit reasons.
They are. But what I would volley, I know we got a break, but what I would volley back, I would say this. I'd say, yes, the 3 questions, and there's probably 1 or 2 other ones, to be fair to the Mets, that you can ask me that if I'm being fair, which I always am,
right.
I would say yes to. But then I would also say, well, with all those yeses, why the hell do they look this bad?
And what I would say is it's unacceptable that they've been inconsistent. They know it. They've acknowledged it. But look around at everybody else. The big bad Dodgers, 3-7 in their last 10. Coughlin leads away. The Padres, a team that's in front of the Mets by 3 games, 4-6 in their last 10, and they've won 3 in a row.
Phillies won 7 of 10.
Yeah, okay. And the Mets have owned them. The Mets just swept them a week ago. They got 3 more games to play. Like, they lost 1-0 last night. That's all that I'm saying. Look, it could go. Maybe they can miss the playoffs. Or maybe they will. I don't believe that they will. I'm not sounding the alarms just yet.
All right, 888-808-1019. BT Sal, back to these Mets. I'm very curious. I can't wait to get these calls. I am curious where the Met fan is today. All right, 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some driving for the performance, others for the range. Now, some also because it's the only way to make an entrance. Let's face it, Cadillac looks good. I've got one for about, 12, 13 years, whatever it is. I love my Cadillac. Sal was in the one last year. So a lot of different reasons to tune in and drive in to any occasion, weddings, road trips, whatever it might be. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, hey, let's take the Cadillac.
Yeah, BT, I was in the all-electric Lyric last year, and the all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles is great. You got the Escalade IQ, the Vistic, the Optic, as well as the Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
You're getting quite possibly the best offensive game that Justin Fields has played in his NFL career.
I went back and looked at some of this stuff.
And your defense was that bad that you couldn't win this game?
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute, sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. So which former New York quarterback enjoyed a better opener Sunday? Although both had days to remember, Daniel Jones led Indy to scores on all 7 possessions. How about Aaron Rodgers? He took it to the team that kicked him to the curb. So I give Aaron a slight edge. I'm Boomer Esiason.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo
Touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Hey, football fans, tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and stories from across the NFL. Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Want to turn up the heat and turn up the savings this winter? Go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather, flexible pricing plans, an easy budget plan, and live 24/7 service and support. Go with your local HVAC pros at Petro for best-in-class service and comfort you can count on. Use propane? Ask about special offers. Go to petro.com now to get your $125 free heating oil or call 1-888-PETRO02 today. Propane not available in all areas.
Rutgers football is back in Piscataway throughout the rest of the fall. Don't miss a moment.
This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping.
And join the fun on the Rutgers Boardwalk. Free rides, games, entertainment, parades, and more, all before every home game. It's all free family fun at the Rutgers Boardwalk. Visit us online at scarletknights.com. Don't miss a moment. See Coach Shiano and the Rutgers football team all fall long at SHI Stadium.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. Did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio, The Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Sal back on The Fan. All right, enough yelling at each other for now. Let's get some calls in here. 888-808.
Yeah, we'll yell at them.
1019 is the number to call. We're talking Mets. We'll get into the football along the way here, but we started the show today talking Mets. Greg is in Queens. What's up, Greg?
Hey, good morning, guys. 3 quick points. Number one, where would the Mets be without Pete Alonso this year that David Stearns did not want to sign? Number two, the Phillies will sweep the Mets the next 2 games, and you guys are going to have a lot to talk about.
Well, they can't sweep them the next 2 games.
Why not?
It's a 4-game series.
Okay, sweep them the next 4.
Next 3. They already got one.
Well, I'm just saying, I think the Phillies are going to just wipe them out in this series. And number 3, David Stearns. What has he done for this club since he's been here? He didn't want to sign Alonso. He didn't get involved with Juan Soto. Look at the trade deadline. And I bring up this analogy, and I don't want to talk about the Yankees, but weeks ago everybody's talking about Boone and Cashman, and nobody's talking about David Stearns. What's going on here?
Well, Greg, thanks for the call. I don't think that that's true. We've talked a lot about David Stearns. I only bring the Yankees duo into it because you did, but I think the difference, the level of intensity or scrutiny and dissection is very different for the Yankees because they've been here so long.
Right. I mean, that's the key. It's been the same thing over and over again with Cashman and the Yankees and their flaws. And even with that, they're always in the playoffs, and obviously we're in the World Series a year ago. I would push back and say that, like, how does he know? I forget to call his name. I apologize. Greg. How would Greg know that David Stearns doesn't want Pete Alonso? It's not that Stearns doesn't want Pete Alonso. It's that he didn't want Pete Alonso at the price that Pete Alonso and his agent wanted. So that narrative that Stearns didn't want him, or Soto, Greg said the same thing, like David Stearns didn't want Soto. Come on, what general manager alive wouldn't want Soto? If anything, it's that they would recommend maybe not signing a player to 15 years, $765 million. Like, hey, you want to do this, King Cohen? That's on you. I would maybe carry caution against that type of deal. I don't even know that happened in this particular case with Juan Soto, but Stearns certainly wanted Pete Alonso back just at what he thought was fair market value.
Yeah, listen, it's impossible to know exactly how he values him, to what extent, but it's a good question. Like, what would the Mets be without Pete? Now, and Pete's going to finish with 130-something RBIs here. I mean, I don't know. The Mets might be mid-70-ish win team. I don't know what they'd be. I think Stearns likes him. I don't think he really likes him. I think and you were there for this, and we talked about this. The public, day. Amazing day. The fan sentiment shifted when Met fans let Cohen know we want our guy back. I don't think that Cohen was, that Stearns was racing and rushing to bring him back.
It is a different conversation and a deep one. Maybe we could have it at 11. I want to get back to some of the calls here, but is it Alonso or is it Soto? Because I would make the case that Pete's having such a great year in large part due to Juan Soto.
I would say, we can, I guess, I'll go back to that. My initial response very quickly before we get back to the phones would be, if he didn't have 131 RBIs in a previous season and bang 53 home runs as a rookie.
Yeah, it was 6 years ago.
I know, but there's some evidence. Pete's done some good things. It's not like he went from a 230 hitter with 17 home runs.
I'm not knocking Pete. I'm saying the actual numbers. Like, I think Pete's had a terrific season.
Very good.
But the actual numbers, and also, with the guy getting on base in front of him, I don't think it's a coincidence, is all I would say. So you could also ask the question, well, where would they be without Juan Soto, which was also close to being, like, Juan Soto could have chose the Yankees or anywhere else. Yeah. What if they didn't have him? They would have been screwed. Mickey is in Walcott. What's up, Mickey?
Mick.
Hey, guys. Man, this has been a good morning so far with you guys taking these calls. I've been cracking up. A lot of these calls are callers of the Lulu. I'm going to just say that off the bat. But I'm going to go into what I want to talk about, which is, yes, we're having a rough year. Yes, maybe we'll miss the playoffs. Honestly, there's a realistic chance, right? And if you look at the entire year, yes, the players have to go out there and do their job. And for the most part, at least towards the end of the season, the superstars have done their jobs. But at the end of the day, this all falls on Stearns. It falls on the team you built. The team that you didn't build, the people you didn't call up when you should have called them up. Why it took you so long to call up the youngsters? Why did it's just everything revolving around his decisions. It almost reminds me of, like, when a person hits the lotto, they never had big money like that before and they just don't know what to do with it. That's almost what it feels like with him. It's like you have the number one owner in baseball. You can do what you have to do to win. Because I'm sorry, getting to the playoffs is not it this year.
Mick, can I just address? Hold on one second.
We needed to be.
Yep, one sec, Mick. So the first thing that you said about why did it take so long for him to pull up some of the young arms? Well, listen, this is not just a Met thing or a Cohen thing, and thanks for the call. Sal, I would think that you would agree with this. When you invest multiple years of I'm not going to say that Minaya was massive money. I think $16 or $17 million a year for the 2 years here, or Senga 5 years for 75, manageable if he's good. But you're going to run those guys out there until there's just evidence to the contrary before you look for a different solution.
What I would also counter is saying, since he's called them up, and he didn't have to call all three up.
No.
I mean, it did get to a point where they kind of did actually have to, but they still could have held strong and said, no, we're only going to bring 2 of them, or whatever it may be. Ended up getting 3 of them here. 8 for 8 as far as good starts go from the 8 rookies, and the Mets still aren't like on some kind of run here where, oh my God, they're lighting it up and winning these games. So it's not just that. That's not the primary reason. It was for a little bit of a stretch there where, God, the starting pitching can't get out of their own way. But then it was the bullpen for a little bit. Then it's the bats. It's been a little bit of everything. So even though he did address that when he absolutely had to and gave Minaya and Senga every opportunity, that still hasn't fixed all the problems. They haven't been able to score as of late, which has been an issue. It's been a little bit of everything. We could dive deeper into that Soto, Alonso conversation. Also, you can tie into the Yankees to it, too, because something I was thinking of last night watching the game as well. We'll get to the football stuff as well. 880, we have Brian Baldinger coming on today. What time is that, 1240? Yeah, Baldy will join us at 1240. 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan.
Going on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees take on the Tigers. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets. If you win, that's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Mnexspike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My man, Dr. Jay Shah, specializing in minimally invasive and non-surgical treatments for neck, back, and sciatica, migraines, and so much more, offers pain-relieving solutions. There are thousands of 5-star reviews who trust Samwell Pain for all their aches and pains. Visit SamwellPain.com.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the New York Yankees in action on Tuesday, September 23rd, when the Yankees host the Chicago White Sox. Don't miss a long-time Yankee Stadium tradition. Yankees Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Canon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and White Sox on Yankees Cap Night, Tuesday, September 23rd. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
And this report brought to you by Moderna. Mets and Phillies again tonight. Mets will try to snap this 3-game losing streak. They lost 1-0. There was no offense to be had. Many guys struggling. Matter of fact, they had second and third, one out in the ninth. Could not push the tying and or winning runs across. Cedric Mullins struggled again. He's in an 0 for 24 funk. Are you pressing at this point?
I think I'm just trying to focus on contributing to a win. I think that could be adding a little pressure, but it comes with the territory. So working diligently each day to get better.
Mets got another good start from the youngster Nolan McLean, but not enough as they could not back him with any offense. Sean Manaea takes the ball tonight facing Ranger Suarez on Mets Odyssey Radio at 6:45. Mets lead on the Giants now is 3 games for the third wild card in the National League. The Yankees home for the Tigers tonight. Will Warren, Casey Mize, the pitching matchup there on the Fan with first pitch at 7:05. Pregame coverage at 6:25. Monday Night Football, the Vikings beat the Bears 27-24. This report brought to you by Dr. Jay Shah at Samwell Pain Management. Visit SamwellPain.com. 68 in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN. Now streaming our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll get back to your calls here in just a second. So we're talking about before, BT. We get into more specifics. I don't even want to get into that Mauricio play. Let's do that coming up at 11:20. And we got to work football in. We got Baldy. So a very busy show, obviously, on this Tuesday here. We can talk about the Monday night game last night as well with the Vikings and Bears. So there's a lot to get to here, but I want to stick with the baseball for a second. So something I thought about last night, and then the caller prompted this, that I think, and I'm not trying to start anything here. This is just my opinion, and it's something I was thinking about.
Well, when you preface it with that,
Yeah,
I'm very curious to see where we're going here. Go ahead.
I think that there is a bigger drop-off from Judge's season from where it was last year to this year than Soto's season from where it was last year to this year. Where, remember, the conversation was, well, Soto without Judge is not going to be as impactful as effective. Where it's been the other way. Now I know Judge has been banged up.
But that tells you all you need to know.
No, it's not all you need to know.
I mean, he would have 55 home runs if he didn't get hurt this year. But keep going. I'm listening.
He's played 133 games so far.
And he missed 20.
Okay, he missed 20 games. What's he going to have realistically?
It's
home runs
80 at bats, even if he has 7.
Yeah, okay. So then he'd have 50 right now.
Yeah, with 20 games to go, 55.
He has 97 ribbies. Last year he had 58 homers and 144 RBI.
Yeah,
now,
the RBIs would not be the way. That's I'll attribute.
But then that ties it into, and I'm not knocking Judge's season. Obviously, it's been terrific, but there has been a drop-off without Juan Soto. It's not because of that in isolation. Judge is a great player regardless. He was great before Juan Soto. He was great with Juan Soto. He'll be great again after Juan Soto. But there is a drop-off in those numbers, specifically ribbies, when you have the guy who's walking more than anybody else on in front of you.
Yeah.
And then look at Pete's numbers where they were prior to Soto's arrival versus with Juan Soto here. I do think there is a direct correlation.
I don't think that that's unfair. Listen, the RBIs are obviously glaringly down. Part of it is he's missed some time. Part of it is, Soto's not in front of him. I'll give you that. I'm looking at Judge's numbers, even with the missed time, and really, he hasn't been Judge for a month or so.
Right.
Leads baseball, not just the American League Baseball, leads baseball in WAR, leads baseball in runs, leads baseball in walks, leads baseball in batting average, on base, slugging, OPS plus, some other stats that I don't even know what the hell they are, total bases, and 30 intentional walks. So, we're sitting here saying a down year. I guess that's kind of what we're saying to an extent.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because there was an assumption, even by myself, saying, well, Soto's not going to have the power numbers that he had with the Yankees in Yankee Stadium hitting in front of Judge. That has not been the case. He has not had a drop-off. Only in batting average has Soto really had a drop. Now, it's not something you just gloss over, but as far as the power numbers go, they're almost the same for Juan Soto versus what it was a year ago with the Yankees. And you look at the ribbies that Alonso had the year before. He had 88. He's got 113 now. Do the math with Judge. Yeah, Judge last year 58 and 144, which is just otherworldly. And this year a pedestrian 43 and 97. Like, it sounds crazy, but there is a precipitous drop-off.
Oh, I like that word. I like that word, precipitous. I also think, though, that you're kind of glossing over a couple things to an extent. Not nuts, but I got to point them out. I got to keep this thing on the rails pertaining to the numbers. All right, so Soto's got more home runs than I thought. I did not think he would flirt. He's going to wind up with 42, 43, 44. I didn't think Soto would get there in city without Judge, without right field, all right? But he's 20 points down in on-base percentage, which for him that's what he's always measured by, that transcendent skill, which is true. He's 20 points down there. He's down in slugging, and his OPS last year was basically knocking on the door of 1,000. This year, it's closer to 900 than it is basically 950, statistically provable. So I get it. If you want to illuminate the home runs, that's fine. You're not wrong.
Well, just the
impact. If you want to
of,
incorporate everything, there's a little nuance there that I'm pointing out.
Just the impact. Obviously, anybody's going to benefit from hitting in front of Aaron Judge.
Well, then put Volpe there.
Yeah, well, that might hurt everybody else. That might hurt Judge, in fact. But just the drop-off is not there, whereas we didn't look at it the other way thinking, well, Judge's numbers would come down too without Soto in front of him. Obviously, that has been the case as far as ribbies, which also goes back to the point before that the caller made. This is why I bring it up today, that because I was really going to save it for another day. It was just something I was making a note of. Yeah. That Alonso, where would he be without Alonso? Yeah, but you can't just minimize the impact that Soto's had in front of him. Juan Soto's having a terrific year, certainly an all-time Met season. And no, it hasn't been consistent, but it isn't. He's having a great year, filling up the stat sheet all over the place, helping Alonso. Now, Alonso's been great on his own. Obviously, the 37 doubles, leading the league, all that stuff. The ribbies, you mentioned the 113, but let's not pretend that it doesn't have, at least in part, something to do with Juan Soto.
It might. I'm just doing a little bit of a deeper dive here on the RBIs. Yeah, I can't really prove this. He's played at least, in the case of Schwarber, Pete, who's got a ton of ribbies, obviously second behind Schwarber with a .113. Cal Raleig's played 141 games. He's basically played less than 10 games than even Suarez, who's got a few more than him. Riley Green, really good player for the Tigers. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, I can't prove it, but it's just my thought based on what Judge always does, with or without Soto. If he has those extra 10 games, but he doesn't, I get that. But if he does, he's probably at about, let me see, 106, and then with a decent finish, he's around 120-something. Yeah, listen, the numbers are the numbers. And the one thing, it's funny, too, because we didn't do this when we were young. I know I didn't, because we didn't have the access to these advanced numbers or even just a deeper dive. Like when you talked about Hernandez or Carter or Straw, and I focused on Mattingly and Winfield and those guys, some of those players had amazing seasons, but they started horrendously or they finished horrendously, but it was always judged on the totality of their numbers. We've gotten into a much deeper dive and a much more nuanced conversation. Like Juan Soto's numbers are insane, but if Juan Soto does not wake up the rest of the way, And even if he does, it's still undeniable that he stumbled the first 2 months here. There's more fixation on that rather than what you do after 162, which I find interesting. Well, I almost don't know if it's fair.
Right now, whatever Soto has done, right now, prior to that, he's been on an absolute heater as well. But I'm just saying right now, it doesn't matter. It's about the next 2 weeks here, the final 18 games. And then really, it doesn't even matter if you get to the postseason. It's all about October. Nobody will care, just like last year. People forgot quickly about Pete Alonso's 88 ribbies or whatever it was once he hit that home run in Milwaukee and hit another one against Philadelphia. So the regular season numbers can be analyzed, and they are, to your point, because people have the access. I'm not into the numbers. You know that. Yep. We could have conversations about it. With Soto this year in particular, I've been focused on the numbers. Outside of that, I really don't care. But it doesn't matter once we get to October. That's what it's going to be all about. The BT Sal Show on The Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of those New York Mets. Same thing with Judge. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. Once you get to the postseason, he's got to actually go nuts in the postseason.
This is a big one for him, boy.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one.
He's got to do something this October.
Yankees will be trying to win that division as well out there tonight, taking on the Tigers. Then they got the Red Sox following. So it's going to be a fun, final 2 weeks of the regular season here. Mike is calling from Bayonne. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys. How you guys doing this morning?
Hey, Mike.
How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, listen, there's been at least 10 handful of games, dozen games, that Mendoza's cost this team with some of the decisions that he's made late in games with bringing certain relievers in the game. And it almost feels like sometimes he's actually putting the game when he brings in guys like Static. As far as last night, losing the game 1-0, it's frustrating. We all get it. But, if the Phillies end up taking 3 or 4, possibly sweeping this series, the Mets could find themselves at the end of the week out of a wild card spot, and that's tough because with the remaining schedule coming up, the way this team is playing, God knows what could happen. And, going forward, this organization needs to decide who the permanent third baseman is going to be going forward. And, guys like Acuna, who's the best second baseman on this roster, and there's been a couple times in the last couple weeks where McNeil, the guy is a slug around the bag, and he's not turning tailor-made double plays because his hands are just too slow, and it's becoming extremely frustrating, and sometimes it's costing us games. So going forward, something has to be done with this roster and to shake up the core. Nimmo.
Remember, though, Mike, this is only year 10. I'm not trying to back David Stearns here because the jury is out for me as well. I mean, he's got the bullseye on him this year in particular, and thank you for the call. But this is only year 2. It's one of the reasons why I got on him a little bit at the deadline, BT, is I wanted them to clean up that kind of mess that they have, whether it was trading Vientos, whether it was trading Beatty, trading McNeil, figured that out, and they didn't do that. And then some fans are thankful because Vientos has all of a sudden been on a tear. McNeil, you could play him in center field. They're valuing the bat. You could put him at second base. He's been fine. He's not Acuna, but Acuna can't hit. So yeah, the Mets need to figure that out. Beatty's looked great at times defensively at third base.
Yeah, made a nice play last night where he came in on 1 foot, kind of threw it across the diamond.
Couple games in a row, he's made some really stellar plays over at third base. So I still think Stearns is in the process of evaluating what he has here. But there are certainly issues that David Stearns has had even in year 2 with the Mets.
Agreed. And you also have to understand, though, like when you judge a general manager, you've got to look at what he inherits here. So you inherit Nimmo's, and I'm not trying to dog Nimmo, but you inherit Nimmo's contract, you inherit Marte's contract, you inherit McNeil's contract, you inherit the, obviously, Lindor, Senga, 5 years, $75 million. So there's certain things that you've got to navigate. It's not nearly as easy as we make it out to be. Quick question for you. Any interest in strength of schedule? Does that matter to you? To kind of give a little.
Who do you got? The 3?
Yeah, the 3
Giants,
teams.
Reds?
I've got the. I didn't even look at the Reds. I've got the Padres because I wouldn't I wouldn't shut them out here. So the Mets have the 9th toughest schedule, 18 left. All right. The Padres have the 29th toughest. So that Padres schedule is easy.
Okay, but they play the Mets 3 times.
I know, for sure, and that could change everything.
Now, the Padres right now have a 3-game lead on the Mets for the second spot.
They do. They play the Brewers, they play the Mets, they play the Reds, and they finish up they've got the Rockies for 4, the White Sox for 3, the Diamondbacks for 3. So that's 29th easiest there. San Francisco, we ran through some of their teams before, but they're 23rd easiest.
And the Mets is the 9th?
Mets is top 10.
Yeah,
difficult.
Good. They're going to have to earn it. I'd rather that. I don't want to know backing in.
I'm looking forward to the Yankees playing the White Sox at the end of the season.
Maybe that's different. Whatever. I don't want the Mets to back in. I want them to start playing postseason baseball sooner than later because then they'd be on a roll once they get there. There's 18 games to go. Like, it's no more, all right, even if it's 30 games to go, like, now's the time to start waking up. Hey, last night, The reason why I was so critical is not because I thought the division was realistic, although, sure, you win last night, gives you hope, it extended, right? The reason why I was frustrated with last night is that's how a playoff game will play out a lot of times. A one-run game. It doesn't have to be 1-0, but a one-run game. Drama, you're on the road against their best closer. You got a chance. Pete Alonso leads off with a base hit. Here we go. Gives me goosebumps thinking about it. This is how much I love playoff baseball. All right, leadoff man is on first. What are you going to do? Pinch run. Right idea, wrong guy to pinch run because Mendy shot the Acuna bullet
because
earlier.
he messed up.
That's a problem. Now, again.
Well, that's what I said to start the show.
Well, so did I. I mean, that's the one issue that I got on him. I was talking about that. I'm not saying he's been a problem overall. Last night in isolation, yes, one game, that was an issue. And by the way, it's not the sole reason why they lost, but he could have helped them have that bullet with Acuna there. But the feel of that game last night, the drama of it, you're going up against one of the best the National League has to offer, if not the best. One-run game on the road. Hard-fought battle, whatever, their pitcher shut you down, you still have a chance in the ninth inning. Tough to lose those games. It happens. It's going to happen to the teams that win the World Series. So that's why, to me, last night was like a playoff game. They have to treat every game from here on out like a playoff game. Not going to win them all.
I think they're trying to.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's, the Mets are coming in, whatever, we got some time left, we're good. We're pretty much in the playoffs, even though it's still got to make sure you get there. I don't think that the Mets play is attributable to a lack of focus or a lack of engagement. I just think that they've been maddeningly inconsistent all year, which at this point of the season, that's kind of who you are.
Correct.
It's up to you to dispel that. It's not up to me to say, I think they're going to do this because I just think it. I'm going to react to the first 145 games that you showed me.
Correct. They have been maddeningly inconsistent. We all know that. They know that. So has everybody else in the sport. Now, why is that the case? I don't know, BT. I can't. You look at individual players. Cody Baldinger, for example, great. Started out his career great. Goes into a little bit of a funk. Working his way up. Like, he's just one player. Pick a player, any player.
Corbin Carroll had a down year last year.
Okay, bingo. So there you go. Like, even these great, this guy burst onto the scene, and then he struggles. Like, for the most.
The Orioles as a team this year.
No,
I just think it's a lot of parity.
It's all over the. Okay, maybe.
I think baseball's become harder.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe the data analytics has. I have no idea. All I do know is that there's inconsistency everywhere across the sport. Ray is calling from Waterbury, Connecticut. What's up, Ray?
Hi, guys. Great show as usual. You got to score when you facing an elite closer like Durant. It's hard to string together 3 hits. Mauricio had a bad read. I mean, the ball was way over Castellanos' head, and it kind of bounced around in the corner. If he had a bad read, where's the third base coach saying waving him over instead of watching Mauricio play it halfway? You got to score on that.
Ray, hold on a second. Ray, okay, fair. That's your read. I disagree. But those are two very separate things. The read that Mauricio got and the third base coach imploring him to run once, and I actually don't think that Mauricio got a bad jump, although I'm in the minority. I know Todd Zeal said to the contrary. We'll get into it, obviously, coming up. But to me, once, if you perceive it to be a bad jump or just being smart to make sure it's not caught, once you commit to that, I'm talking about from Mauricio's perspective, there's no way in hell you can send him home. SNY showed the replay 3 times. Bryce Harper had the baseball, and Mauricio's on third base. You can't wave him there. Would have been out by 15 feet.
Agreed. Can't send him home. Now, why didn't you think we could do it now? I did think he had a bad read.
A lot of people did, yeah. So, and I initially did too. Right. And see, to me, if the ball's in the air and it was more of a liner, it's easier to judge the depth perception. So if you look, and I thought SNY's camera work was phenomenal. They really did a good job with this. If you look at Mauricio, what his first inclination was, he kind of took 3 or 4 steps, not running, not like just kind of, all right, I'm off the base here. And then I don't think that he knew if the ball was going to be caught because it was not in the air. It was more of a liner. And if you look at it now, it hit the base of the wall. So that validates what I'm saying. It didn't hit the top, didn't hit the middle. It literally hit the base, like the dirt and the base of the wall. So Castellanos, from Mauricio's vantage point, there's a part of him that's saying, geez, that ball might get caught. Now, there's also a part of him that doesn't seem to be a very instinctual baseball player.
Correct.
And he's slow as dirt. Like, he don't run. So I tweeted this. I'm like, hey, And whatever, I geeked out, and I looked at the sprint speed, and I looked at Pete's. Obviously, I think Pete's 9%, which is horrendous, and Mauricio's 13%, which is also horrendous. But I would almost value Pete's ability, because Pete's a smart base runner.
He would have read it better, 100%.
He would have read it better, and you may have had a chance to send him. Now, I don't want to get nailed at the plate in that situation. I get the closer, that's a good point, about the back-to-back-to-back hits. That's asking for a lot against a great pitcher. But I am going to exonerate Mauricio, because that was a tougher ball to read, because it was a liner, not a pop-up.
I'm not going to exonerate him. What I will say is he should not have been pinch running in that spot.
That I agree with.
That's on Mendy for not having Acuna there. He's on the roster for one reason only. Well, two reasons, I should say. Defensive replacement and speed. That's it. So that's what you need to save that bullet for. Meaning, you have a lead going into the ninth inning. Obviously, you don't need him for speed. Now you want him in for defense to protect that lead. If you are trailing, he's got to be glued to the bench until you can fire that bullet and get him on base in that exact spot. He would have had a better read, and he's lightning fast, and I would have sent him. It's worth the risk against a great closer. I'm consistent with this. Against the Guardians earlier in the season, I was saying the same thing about Sarbaugh. Ninth inning, Mets coming back here.
I remember.
Tough closer. Lindor ripped a double down the line. Like, you got to score. This is the big leagues, dude. The Mets have had issues with scoring guys from second base on a single and scoring a guy from first base on a double. Like, that can't happen in a one-run game against a great closer on the road.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to score him. So Mauricio wasn't the right runner. Even with that, though, I did think, now I didn't watch it 100 times.
Oh,
but
I was geeking out,
I did see it a
frame
couple
by
times.
frame.
I thought he had a awkward, tentative, trepid initial getting off the base. It wasn't aggressive. It was more like, I better not get caught here.
Which, by the way, is not the wrong mindset in that spot in the game.
I want aggression there.
But what if he's overly aggressive? And what if Castellanos makes a good play? Then we're ripping him for being too aggressive.
No, I mean, he should be able to still get back at that point, even if you're halfway. The other part about your theory is saying that he can't read it because it wasn't in the air. Bingo. It's a line drive, bro. Read it right. If it were hit in the air, I could see the hesitation and waiting.
I think it's the opposite.
On a line drive, you should expect that, especially looking at it. That it's going to drop.
No, that's the exact opposite of what I'm saying. Because think about this: just take a wide receiver and a quarterback, and not even in a game. You just throw the football on a practice field, right? If I throw a line drive to you, let's say you just run a little 20-yard go route, right? And I don't put air under it. Is it more probable that you'll catch that, or one where I throw with a lot of air and I overshoot you? We know the answer. It's the former. It's the one that is lower and closer to you. And that line drive was lower and closer to Castellanos than a pop-up or a deep towering shot that would have banged off the wall. Now, listen, dude, I even do this with the kids that I coach. I am a massive proponent in putting stress on the defense. People don't associate. They think, baseball, but stress, which means you got to get the ball, you got to hit the cut.
Make them make the play.
Make them make multiple plays.
Yes,
you got the cut, the first baseman.
Field it cleanly.
Bang,
all that,
give me a good throw to the dish. Give me a good tag. Boom, but there's 4 or 5 things that have to happen. So generally, I am always a proponent of that. But Mauricio, based on the read, and we differ on whether or not it was a bad read or a good read. I'm not saying it was good. I'm just saying it wasn't bad. But there was no way at that point you could have sent him based on what he did the first 2 seconds of that play. He's at third base. The ball's at first base.
That I agree with. BT Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. This fall, hydrate like the pros with home water delivery at water.com from Primo Brands. Water.com features your favorite Primo products, from Poland Spring to Pure Life to Saratoga, all delivered right to your door. Get a few cases for the big game or 5-gallon bottles for the whole household. Get what you need when you need it with no heavy lifting or last-minute store runs. At water.com, signing up is easy. Select your water, choose your frequency, and enjoy your delivery. It's easy. Use code BASEBALL to get 50% off your first order plus free delivery. 50% off. That's great. Step up to the plate and stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com.
All right, Sal, let me tell you, Cash App's built for this city. You got built-in security that's rock solid, Face ID, scam warnings, 24/7 chat support. Basically, it's like having a bodyguard for your money. You work too hard to let anything slip through those cracks. So, cracks. pardon me. So download the Cash App today. Use code WFAN10 and send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and Cash App drops $10 right back in your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App, a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App. Bank partners, prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App. A Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
Baseball heartbreak, football glory. WFAN covers every win, loss, and headline from the Yankees, Mets, Jets, and Giants. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn app.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Regular cancer screenings could save your life. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, breast, prostate, and more. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Hey, it's Jerry Recco. If you're facing hair loss like I am, I would like to share my journey at Great Many, New York City's cutting-edge hair growth studio. Looking to regrow your hair safely and effectively? Forget those risky pills with scary side effects and costly trips to Turkey. At Great Many, they use PRP, regenerative medicine trusted by pro athletes for recovery. It's a natural, affordable, non-surgical solution that really works. Check out My Journey and visit greatmany.com/fan to learn more and save $200 today. Don't hesitate. Take action now like I have. Go to greatmany.com/fan to book your treatment or get a free consultation.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. Did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
All right, 11:29, back on the Fan. It's BT and Sal. Back to these calls. A little football as well. 888-808-1019 is the number here on this busy Tuesday. But who wants to see a little Iron Mike in the house? Call the number 10. 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. That's your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Mike Tyson, Return of the Mike Tour. Coming to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. It's in AC, of course, January 23. So be kind of hold up for a couple of cold winter months. Maybe get away with the boys, with the girls. Go watch a little Mike, play a little blackjack, put a little bet down, have a little fun. All from our friends at the Hard Rock Hotel in Atlantic City.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get back to your calls. 888-808-1019, the number to call. The Monday Night Football game last night. An odd one. Now, I was watching the Mets, as I know you were at BT, so I checked in third quarter or fourth quarter, but I was reading some of the stuff and watching the highlights. And this is why social media, it really is the devil. Like, I get it. We have to be on there for news and things like that. Yep. Just a part of the job. I envy my wife or people like that who have nothing to do with social media, couldn't care less.
She doesn't have Facebook?
She does not have Facebook.
Wow.
No Instagram.
That's why you get away with saying what you say.
She doesn't see those clips. She'll search TikTok or whatever a little bit to just watch it, but like not on social media. Okay. And the point is, doesn't need to be. Like, I have a lot of friends, grew up with friends. They don't.
Says most of mine too.
Social media, the way that people are. Yeah. Anyway, you would think that if you just went based off of the first half in social media, J.J. McCarthy didn't belong anywhere near an NFL football field, and Ben Johnson was the next coming of Bill Belichick or whatever. Yeah. Pick a guy. Yeah. And then you watch the third quarter and fourth quarter, and it was the complete opposite. Vikings woke up. I thought the Bears were going to win that game going into the game. I just had a gut feel. Luckily, I did not play it last night. I stayed away. But then you watch, and J.J. McCarthy all of a sudden turned it on. Maybe reminiscent a little bit. Remember Sam Darnold? Of course you do. Sam Darnold's first Monday night game.
Against Detroit.
Yeah.
He threw a pick six his first play.
Bingo.
I was pumped. Little Colt was like 9 months old, sitting there like, hey, we got our quarterback. Look at how he bounces back. We got our quarterback.
For some reason, I think, but then he bounced back after that a little bit. Yeah. Dude, I had like 500 on that
Did you really? $5 bills?
I was all in on the Jets that day, yeah.
Do you remember the spread?
I don't recall, but the Jets came back and won that game.
They came back and won the game. I think Chris Ivory, was that Chris Ivory? That was Chris Ivory time. And I remember Darnold played very well, made some big throws in Ford Field.
15 or 16, whatever. Anyway,
it was 15 for sure.
That was a little bit reminiscent last night. And then the Bears, all of a sudden, they can't move the football. Caleb Williams looks lost. They can't get a first down. And Ben Johnson in his debut at home on Monday night loses a division game. Not a good look for the Bears to start their season.
You know what's crazy? Think about how when we were growing up, I mean, the Bears have never had a good offense. I mean, they're one of those teams, kind of like the Jets, that never have a great quarterback. I mean, they've gone through so many. It's ridiculous. Grossman, you name it. Yeah. Justin Fields. I mean, they've tried a million ways sideways. But for a team that is so embedded in the history and the deep culture of the NFL, it really feels like to me that I almost never watched the Bears on prime time.
Yeah.
Think about that.
They've always been an ugly team.
Yeah, they really are.
Stream your local NFL game all season long, kicking off with the juicy Week 2 matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets, starting at just $30 for your first year. It's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. Yeah, I'm not a big Bears believer. on prime time. There's something about them, the way that they play the game. It is based mostly on history, and we still reference the 85 Bears with regularity. 40 years ago! I
know.
And we're still talking about the 85 Bears.
But it was one of the best. I mean, if you saw that defense, my goodness, it was...
I think I was watching, was it last night that they were, where the hell was I looking at something that they showed the Cowboys special on Netflix.
Told you it was amazing.
Before the Cowboys played a postseason game in Chicago.
Yeah.
They showed Chris Farley out on the field.
Yes.
In that Saturday Night Live character there, the Chicago Bears, that thing. That was great. All right, BT and Sal on the field. Let's get back to the phones. 888-808-1019. Adam is calling from North Haven, Connecticut. What's up, Adam?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. And I largely agree a little bit of points with both of you guys regarding the Mets. I can't believe I'm saying this, Sal, because sometimes I don't agree with you, but I actually agree with you completely here, and I had a couple points. I mean, I think inconsistent is certainly the main theme for the year, and maybe that's partially due because of homegrown talent, young players, but I think just in general, like with the way that offenses are nowadays, I think it's just inconsistent. Pitching stuff is way better. Hitting is just inconsistent with the approaches. To speak to your earlier point, like why that is, I think that's just how baseball is nowadays.
Well, then hold on, Adam. Then why isn't the Mets' bullpen numbers better in some spots? If it's harder to hit, I understand the hitting is tougher. I do agree with that. But then why the other issues with the Mets?
Yeah. I think just in general, it's inconsistent. I think, and I don't necessarily blame Stearns for Rogers and Helsley. Like you can't say that those were not good pickups at the time. And sometimes the change of scenery obviously affects it.
Well, Rogers has been great. I mean, people overlook him. Tyler Rogers has been great.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, but I just wanted to say, too, some of it is unexplainable and some of it's just baseball. But I think they are in a good spot. I think with inconsistency, there's been ups and downs. I mean, in the month of August, they scored like 9 runs a game in the month of August.
Sorry, Adam. Thought you had a bad line there. We do appreciate the call, though. And what I would say is the people, the reason why I would still be positive here, and I want to read you this quote from Alonso that I just saw Anthony DiComo tweet out. The reason I would still be positive here, BT, that we're going to judge both the Mets and Yankees when the season is done for each team, whenever that may be. Yankees could go out there, win the World Series, or get to a World Series and lose again like they did, whatever it may be. Mets can miss the playoffs. We'll judge it and then go from there and criticize why it went wrong and what needs to be fixed when that happens. But people were burying both these teams, really, in July. And to me, that was insane with the way that the sport is. And to keep them separate, Yankees are, right there within the division. We'll see what happens. Soft schedule the rest of the way. Tough schedule maybe the next week or so. And with the Mets, same thing. Like, I'm not going to bury them until they deserve to be buried. We're criticizing them on a curve. Sure, highest payroll. It should be. I told you flat out, it shouldn't be acceptable to be the third wild card. Like, that's not even really making the playoffs. However, if that's what it takes to get in and they could go on a run, that's still all possible, realistic. It may not be likely. You may not think it's going to happen. I may not think it's going to happen. It still could happen. And until it can't, like the division is getting closer to being a can't, then you focus on the wild card. Just find a way in. Then if you don't get the wild card, now you judge from there. Until it can't, I'm still going to believe in this team.
You should. Listen, I get it. To me, there's a very, very clear delineation between the final judgments, which, as you say, we will lay it all out for both of these teams whenever it's final, versus the real-time reactions. And let's face it, both of these teams have put us in a spin cycle this year.
I know.
I mean, it's been a wacky baseball season.
But you almost have to expect that at this point. Now, I think it's
not
different.
This wacky, I don't want. Not with all these really good players and these payrolls. I'm not saying you got to win 105 and you just got to bludgeon people, but the up and down, like the peaks and the valleys it's been crazy for these teams.
Right, but there's always but they're still going to be in the playoffs. Most likely. Now, the Yankees are going to be in. Now, if the Mets don't make it again, that's a different thing. But we're reacting and have been reacting for months. Fans have been going nuts talking about the Mets like this is 2017 again versus where they're at now. Most of the complaining about the Mets and missing the playoffs has been while the Mets have been in control of a playoff spot. That's not normal. So I think that the fan base is overly negative, and this is me saying this, is overly negative at times. Even now, it's like, why can't it just be you're frustrated with the loss last night because it was a bad loss with a lot of mistakes that happened, sloppy play, no offense, tough spot in Philly. Why can't you be upset about that without saying, well, they're going to miss the postseason like Hoff was saying before, while they have a three-game lead with 18 to go? That's not something to sneeze at.
No, the math is still in your favor. Why you could say that, and people like Hoff and others, I don't know if anybody quite feels that passionately as Hoff did. If you missed it, free Odyssey app.
Well, Frank the Tank.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Loogie's buddy.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah,
They have a little fun tweeting with each other. Although it might be, does Loogie tweet him back? Or is it just Frank coming in, parachuting in? Either way, if you're worried about the Mets or you're putting out this sense that they're going to come up short, it's not rooted in nothing. Now, it is premature because they are a playoff team as of this moment. But as we know, Sal, they didn't play well in June. They played okay in July. They played awful in August, and September is not off to a good start. That is a fairly long track record to, if you're conditioned to think that the Mets are going to have a rough finish here, it's not like you're pulling this out of thin air. They have stumbled for months.
Yeah, but again, still in a playoff spot, still have a bunch of great players. Pete Alonso is from Anthony DeCombe. I saw him just post this on social media, MLB.com. Quote, I feel great, Alonso said. If the season were to end today, we've got a chance to roll the dice in the playoffs. As years in the past have shown, wherever you start out doesn't really mean much. Continues, have we played our best baseball? No. I know our ceiling is sky high, but you could look at it two ways. You can look at it as, okay, we haven't played our best baseball up to this point, or you could look at it as the talent in this room is undeniable. I think Pete sums it up almost perfectly right there.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. I mean, but there's also a third option. The talent could be overrated, and it might not be the best roster. Now, Pete's not going to say that, but we can say that if you believe that.
Well, where is that the case, though?
Well, just based on the record. I mean, the inconsistencies.
No, but where you're debating the talent.
Well, I mean, the talent. Yeah. Maybe I could be a little bit more. Yeah. Listen, the Mets have talent. I'm not saying they don't have talent. But there is such a thing as maybe it not being the right ingredients. I don't even know if that's true, by the way.
I agree with. It could prove true.
It could be. I mean, listen, we don't really associate chemistry with baseball. You think offensive line, you think basketball, passing the ball where you want it, blah, blah, blah. But chemistry matters. I mean, think about the 86 Mets. They had it. Think about all those Yankees championships. They had it. I'm not trying to start trouble saying the Mets don't have chemistry, but sometimes the pieces are good, although I don't think their pieces are great, but they're good. Sometimes the pieces are good and they fit great. Sometimes the pieces are good and the edges are a little rough, and they don't fit perfect. We'll find out soon.
That's exactly right. Last year they had great chemistry. Not enough talent to get over the hump. This year they have the talent. The chemistry certainly has not been the way that it was a year ago. But TBD. We're gonna find. So they're still in the playoffs right now. As of now, like Pete said, if the season ended today, Mets gonna get a chance to roll the dice, and we'll see how far they could go.
But let's face it, you're a little more nervous than not.
I'm not.
Deep down.
I'm actually excited because I like I'd rather be in this spot. Last year was like house money. They came out of nowhere. Nobody thought the team was any good to begin with. I certainly didn't think they were any good. Then they started playing like the best team in baseball since June on, oddly enough, the opposite this year. And I was like, well, how far can they really go? They go on the magic run. They should have lost to Milwaukee. They didn't. Mm-hmm. They wipe away the Phillies, and then they go compete against the Dodgers, where you saw the disparity from where the two teams were at. This year, it's different. I'd rather have Soto in my back pocket and Soto on my club going into the postseason and feel good about that. Now, is that going to be enough? Probably not, but it's not just him. It's McClain. Everything I believe in, BT, that you need to succeed in the postseason, I believe the Mets have. McClain, Diaz, and not just Diaz, a bullpen that I trust with Raley, with Rogers. They have some guys. Mm-hmm. And Soto, Lindor, Alonso. I'll take my chances with that. Doesn't mean they're going to win. They might lose. They might get swept in a wild card. Who knows? I'm just saying, me personally, I'll take my chances with those pieces.
All right, we'll get back to the Mets calls here. BT Sal on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number. Hey, by the way, congrats to our buddy Joe in Somerset. Joe, he bagged a couple of tickets to see Mike Tyson coming to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, obviously in Atlantic City, January 23rd. It's from our friends at the Hard Rock Hotel in AC. Tickets going on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Tune in again later on. Evan and Tiki, they'll give you another shot to win right here on The Fan.
It's Evan and Tiki. Afternoons on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
Open
the door to making the change after 1 week. Now, he hasn't done it because he's going to stick with Russ, but to even open the door.
Well, I don't think he didn't open the door. He just didn't slam it shut.
Well, that's kind of opening the door.
No, it's not. The door was open because of how poorly Russ played.
Listen to Evan and Kiki on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Travis Hunter's debut got major hype. The final result, 64% of the snaps on offense, just 9% on defense, and finished with 6 catches for 33 yards. The Jags say they're easing Hunter in after a preseason injury, but let's be honest, they gave up 2 firsts and a second for a two-way star, not just another wideout. I'm Maggie Gray.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size, because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
When you hear that a small Blizzard treat is just 85 cents in the DQ app, you might just feel like you're dreaming. 85-cent Blizzard treats. Trust us when we say you're not. But get to DQ quickly, because this dream is only a reality for so long. Hurry and get your small Blizzard treat for just 85 cents with a $1 purchase when you sign up for DQ Rewards. For a limited time at participating locations. Terms apply.
Partly sunny, a great day to be outside. High 73.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT. Or visit oil.slomans.com.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Connecticut's best values at Town Fair Tire. They honor all manufacturer and valid competitor rebates, offer the most free services for life, plus give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing a schedule, and responding to Jim's long emails. Leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC at dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
My name is Maria. Okay, I lied, it's Mary. But I'm feeling more European after my European-style holiday on MSC Cruises. The ristoranti, restaurants, nightlife and shops and La Galleria. And of course, American touches, like a sports bar and water slides. Bellissimo. Okay, this is a problem.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. I had a tomahawk steak last night that was absolutely cooked to perfection. Now, you already know how it was done with the Chef IQ Sense, the wireless thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether you're cooking on a stovetop, oven, or grill. It is built to withstand extreme heat, and the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill and even when to flip them. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense right now at chefiq.com and make sure to put the code word Boomer in for 20% off.
Now, time for Bold-Faced Lie, Bold-Faced Truth with Brenton Tierney and Sal Licata.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what do we got for a little Bold-Faced Truth, Bold-Faced Lie? What do you got, Hoffy?
All right, let's start with BT. BT.
Yes.
Bold-Faced Lie, Bold-Faced Truth. Mm-hmm. The Jets and Giants will both win a game before October 1st.
I mean, just so that we don't lose our minds
You're
here.
saying both teams.
Both teams have to
both
win.
teams. I thought it was one. Oh, I changed the answer. Jeez. Oh, God. Good God. Honestly, before October, I'm still going to say bull-faced truth. I mean, obviously, it's an easier leap of faith here for the Jets. They just did a lot more things well. It seems like already Dable is seriously flirting with going to Jackson Dart. And eventually he will. And I think the Giants defense is still going to be good. I would say bull-faced truth. They'll scratch out a win before October. That's
October,
not a layup, though.
October's the date.
Yeah. There is a cake. I mean, if Miami's as bad as we think,
Miami stinks.
The Jets should have a win.
Not only do they stink, they're going to be dysfunctional too. That is a mess down there.
He's going to
it.
be.
I love it. What did Rex call him?
Nerd boy or something.
Nerd boy.
I'm calling him Nerd. Rex is a bully.
He really is.
Rex is a bully.
I don't think Rex is good on TV at all.
Yeah,
I used to think he was good. I think he stinks now.
It depends on what you think is good. You want clicks or reaction? I mean, he's a disrespectful bully that clearly wants a job.
Yeah, for
to
sure.
be the head coach.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what do you think is the first thing that's going to happen? Who's Nerd boy? The players don't respect him, and then they're going to fire McDaniel. Rex will be, I can coach that Dolphins team.
You
Let's
nailed
take them
it.
to the Super Bowl.
That's a script there. He's done it before.
We've seen it a million times over. WFAN NFL football is powered by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today. I am going to say that is a bald-faced lie.
Ah, you stink.
Dude, the Giants are not getting a win before October. Who are the Giants beating?
Go ahead.
Dallas, home against the Chiefs, home against the Chargers. Dallas to me, and that's on the road.
Yeah.
Against a team that can score points. Like, that's not the issue for the Cowboys.
Yeah, but the Giants' defense is not the issue either.
Understood.
Dallas, if the Giants can't score against Dallas, they might not have a win all season.
Forget it.
Get back over.
Maybe the question is, will the Giants score a touchdown by October? And I'm still not so sure I would answer that.
One, Sal.
I think the Jets will get a win, whether it is against, I hard time believing they're going to beat the Bills, but whatever, anything's possible. Over the next 3 weeks, I'd be surprised if the Jets didn't figure out a way to win one game. By the way, we'll break this down as the week goes on. The formula to beat a great offensive team like Josh Allen and the Bills or the Ravens is to run the football at him, control the clock, keep his ass on the bench.
It's always been that way.
So they could do that. So I think the Jets will win at least one of the next 3 games. I would say the Giants' first win will probably come in New Orleans.
Oh, very nice. So, no.
Bull-faced lie for Sal.
Sal, bald-faced lie, bald-faced truth. Justin Fields will throw for over 3,700 yards this season.
Where are you getting that number from?
Well, he threw for 218 if he does that every game, he's going to throw for 3,706 yards.
No,
3,706. That's a big number.
Dude, that's a bold-faced lie. Maybe 20.
Gosh.
I don't know what the actual number would. 2,500. Is that fair?
I bet it'd be 2,500. I mean, that's pretty pedestrian.
Well, that's what I was trying to come across. Like, if you throw 200 yards a game, it's going to put you at like 3,400.
Yeah. Well, think about it.
3,400 if you threw 200.
Sal, if it was a 10-game season, you go for 200 a game, that's 2,000.
Right.
It's a 17-game season. I mean, 2,000 you're the worst ever.
Yeah, 3,700 is really not that bad.
I'm going to say bold-faced lie. He's not going to get that number.
You're doubting my boy, are we?
No, I like Fields.
I know you do.
I don't think he can throw.
I'm just trying to look up one stat. All right, so the number's 37. All right, I'm going to actually say bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
Number one, they're going to run the ball a lot.
Yeah,
Number two, just based on the injury factor in the NFL, I think anytime you look at a big number like that, it's a violent sport, probably smart to go the other way just because you could get hurt. So my answer is bold-faced lie. He will not. But I did want to look this up from last year. All right, I want to see how many quarterbacks in the NFL actually hit for 3,700 yards. I've got the number, 3,706. How many do you think last year threw for 3,706 or more?
I'm
10.
so bad with it. Did Rodgers
You
do
say
it?
10?
Yeah.
Okay, Sal?
I'll go more than
Rodgers did, by the way.
I'll go 15.
The number is 15 on the button.
Wow. Almost half. I just went kind of half.
Well, think about this. Burrow was knocking on the door to 5,000. So was Jared Goff. Baker was 45. Then you had Geno, low 4.3s, and a few others, Sam, Lamar. And then, even guys, C.J. Stroud didn't have a great season, 3,700 yards. Even Caleb Williams, who stunk, was at 35.
That's what I'm
It's
talking
not
about.
a big number in 2025.
I know. But remember, too, the Jets hope it's not over 3,700 because that would mean that they'd be having success running the football and he doesn't have to throw as much. Like Caleb Williams was not a terrific passer last year, but maybe because the Bears were trailing a lot, he's throwing. I'm not watching every one of their games, but a lot of the yardage sometimes with quarterbacks can come from being down.
Empty calories.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, okay, true, and that's actually a really good point, but I think, and we saw it already in week one, the way they're going to run the ball, the Jets are going to have a lot of gash plays, those 30, 40, maybe even 50-yard pops, maybe to a tight end. So I don't think it's unrealistic to think that the Jets will remain married to the run, but week to week, Fields is in the neighborhood of 215, 210, 220. So it's going to be tight, but I'm still going to say no, just based on the injury rate.
All right, a joke one here.
All right.
Russell Wilson will throw for over 2,000 yards. Bold-faced lie, bold-faced truth.
All right, is this mirrors this out first?
It's BT.
Over 2,000. He's going to get benched, man. I'm going to say bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the bench. He can't play. He's done. He stinks. Cooked.
I want to actually, we'll do this maybe when we come back. I know we got to reset, but I do want to ask you at what point is I was talking with Dennis in Yonkers last night. He's a big Giants fan, both San Francisco and Big Blue. And he asked
Did he join the lunch with Francesa a couple of weeks back?
No, he did not. He asked me what was my breaking point for going to Jackson Dart. We should have that conversation.
Let's do it.
And my answer, I don't want to give away my answer, but I'm going to say that's a bold-faced lie. I don't think Russell Wilson, unfortunately for him, is going to, or for the Giants, going to get the opportunity to do the 2,000.
Really quickly, just because I said I was going to do it every week, want to test you guys still?
Yeah.
Bold-faced truth, bold-faced lie. Mets and Yankees will both make the playoffs.
Bold-faced truth, although trepidation with the Mets. Better wake up soon.
Yeah, it's a truth. I don't think I've changed on this, have I?
I just wanted you to, have it.
He's like, what kind of question is that?
Okay, well, dumb question.
You told me last week I should ask if they're going to win the division, and we know the answer for the Mets. So I didn't even want to bother with that.
I don't want. I'm tired of getting asked that question. As a matter of fact, every day I
Have
get
you
asked that
officially
question.
said no to Evan yet?
Yes.
I know you tweeted it. Did you say no to Evan in the microphone?
The day after I tweeted it, I'm pretty sure I said it on his show.
Okay.
I think that's what happened. The day after I tweeted,
you don't remember?
Because I was off that week. It was convoluted. Yeah, I know. I think they call me. Who the hell knows? Every day I walk out of here, Evan's in my face with the phone.
He is like a little nudge,
get
huh?
at least over.
I know.
No, I called
Wearing the same ratty T-shirt, holding the same Apple phone with the microphone.
For the record, I called it off, and yes, you're right. I tweeted it that Sunday to the Braves when I truly felt.
I saw it.
You and I had this conversation many times, and I was like, I truly don't feel like it's over. At that point, when they lost to Atlanta before they played the Phillies, I felt like it was over. And then they go out there and sweep them, of course.
But ultimately,
we're watching the Vientos replay right now.
Right.
I want to see this with Mauricio.
Okay, Cass. So look, the ball's at first base now.
No, you can't.
There's no
can't
way
send
you
them.
could have sent them
You
there.
can't send them, but I want to get the read. We can watch it and then break it down when we come back. Hoff, you're done with the bald-faced truth, bald-faced lie?
I mean, I can keep them going.
No, we're
you're
done.
good.
We take a break. We'll come back, reset down with the King topic today, and get back to your calls as well. Mets fine, or should they be concerned about the postseason? The loss last night. All right, everything that's on your mind here, NFL as well. 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan.
Keep listening for your chance to score a pair to see Mike Tyson. Return of the Mike Tour coming to Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Atlantic City on January 23rd. From our friends at the Hard Rock Hotel Atlantic City. Tickets go on sale Friday 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. It's all from the Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet. Bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here, and the only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Febreze.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Tune in to the BT and Sal Show weekdays from 10 to 2 on The Fan, presented by your tri-state Cadillac dealers. Cadillac is the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, September 10th, when the Yankees host the Detroit Tigers, and get ready to receive a very special giveaway. It's Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees New York or Nowhere knit hat presented by Benjamin Moore. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and Tigers on Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night, September 10th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Mnexspike COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna has arrived. To learn more and find it near you, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
Talk sports with Evan and Tiki. Afternoons from 2 to 7. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12:01. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by NJMEP Manufacturing Day on October 3rd at Freehold. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will be there to share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. Vibes are certainly better around the Mets than the around the Yankees and the Mets right now. The Bombers have won 3 of 4, 4 of 6, 11 of 14. Aaron Boone's team now 2 games behind the first place Blue Jays.
I feel like we have a lot of guys that are in a good place, and we are in a position to go get it. Now we got to go do it.
Starting tonight with a visit from the Tigers, Detroit still comfortably atop the AL Central, but has lost 4 of its last 6. Tonight's first pitch at 7:05 here on the Fan. Will Warren and Casey Mize on the mound. Those Mets have another 6:45 start in Philly. Their cushion for the last wild card spot down to 3 games on the surging Giants. Fan weather is sponsored by Moderna. It's 67 degrees, clear skies in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports Flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Booth.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn.
Which we've done. In case you missed it, check it out on the free Odyssey app. More so the concern from some, Hoff, and maybe even you to a certain extent, certainly more than me. I'm not worried at all. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. I still believe in this team, but the point about being concerned about them maybe not making the playoffs after the loss last night, coupled with the Giants win, the Giants now just 3 games back of the Mets for that final wild card spot.
Well, for me, Sal, the Mets' margin for error is shrinking here, and listen, that's backed up by what the standings now look like. I'm not saying for sure that they're not going to be a playoff team. I think that they probably will be. I just believe too much in their top-level talent not to be able to find a way to win some of these games to become that third wild card. But the reality is that the margin has shrunk because too many facets of the Mets team, like too many times this year, has kind of really disappeared. The offense, invisible. Just as the starting pitching's been stabilized thanks to the young kids, now the bats are quiet, a little sloppier on the bases lately. You know, maybe Helsley is going to now get right. Maybe that's a really good sign of things to come.
Maybe a huge thing.
Yeah, that would be very big for them, but you still need leads to protect here, and obviously Diaz is still a beast. But if you're not, like, how many times, I can't say how many times, I can't prove it, but it's just like I remember feeling this several times. I can't tell you how many times I'm watching the Mets, and I hear, like, Gary or whomever, Ron, Keith, say, yeah, we haven't seen Diaz. Like, he's meaning they're coming back from commercial. He's on the mound. He's warming up. And they're like, yeah, he hasn't pitched since Tuesday, and it's Saturday. Or he hasn't pitched since Monday, and it's Friday. Like, there's been a lot of games where the Mets have not had leads, where they haven't been able to deploy Diaz. So he's one of their greatest strengths, but you can't use him all the time if you can't hit, which means to me there's got to be great emphasis on having the manager hit the right buttons. I like Mendoza. I'm rooting for Mendoza. He really surprised me in a very good way fast last year. He's had a big step back this year. And when you're in a lot of 3-4, or 1 or 2 run games, and you don't have a great bench, you can't be as sloppy as he's been this year. Some of the moves he's made has been baffling.
I thought last night he was bad, specifically with Acuna using him to pinch hit instead of saving him to pinch run, which could have changed the entire game last night. Mendoza, for me, is the last of worries. I have no issue with the way he's handled the bullpen. I think he's been dealing with a difficult hand with the starters for the most part, certainly prior to the rookies coming up. Guys are going 3 innings. I mean, he's been up against it. Has he been as good as he was a year ago? No question to me, he has been disappointing, just like the team has had a disappointing regular season from where they were a year ago and what the expectations were. But he's the least of my concerns. As a matter of fact, I would even say that my biggest concern is the offense. It's been starting pitching. Well, a lot of people are talking about that, the pitching this, the pitching that, bullpen this, bullpen that. I think it is clearly the inconsistency of the offense outside of Juan Soto, who has been once again on an elite tear, and you look at the numbers, obviously they're there. But Lindor inconsistent. I trust Alonso too. He's done a good job. I should keep Soto and Alonso in the same category. Those two have been the main constants. Everybody else has been inconsistent, and even Soto has been inconsistent this year. But just overall, the offense is inconsistent, and that would be my primary concern because that's been their big, runners in scoring position. It was a huge thing, and then all of a sudden they turned it on, and now all of a sudden the bats have gone cold. Like, that's, to me, going to be the difference maker for this team.
Well, listen, there's a lot here, obviously, and I know one of the stats, and I'm hearing about it, reading about it, and I don't really know the answer. It was rectified for a minute. Now it's gone back to being a problem. Like, I don't know why the Mets, and again, this is admittedly a bit of a deeper dive, but it's pretty basic for them. I don't know why the Mets struggle so much against the fastball this year. You've heard them talk about this on the broadcast.
Mendoza says it a lot.
I know he does. He has said it a lot in postgame. And speaking of Mendoza, so I'm not trying to convert anybody. Like, I will tell you right now that if I had to give a grade for Mendoza, I'd give him a C- this year. That's where I stand right now. People don't agree, that's fine. But I'm going to incorporate Boone for a second, just to illuminate one of my issues with Mendoza. The knock on Boone has always been too reliant on the numbers, or like in the case of Volpe, too willing to ride somebody out who should clearly be on the bench, okay? That what you really don't hear about Boone, because I don't think it's really applicable, is in-game gaffes, like just blatant mistakes. Like, whoa!
Well, that's not
what the
true.
hell. No, I'm not saying he's perfect, dude.
Well, cost him a World Series last year. Well, Cortez and argue and move.
Oh no, I crushed him when he gave up the grand slam. There's no doubt about that.
I didn't have a problem with that. You did.
I'm talking about like night to night, like a pinch run or a pinch hit, and I'm not talking about the way the lineup is structured. I'm not talking about analytically driven things, right? Because I understand the knock on Boone, and I'm with it. I'm not with all of it, but I understand it. And I certainly agree with some of it. I feel like when I watch these teams every night, like you do, I feel like Boone's problems are different than Mendoza's. Boone's almost happened before the game, World Series aside. I feel like Mendoza's mistakes come during the game.
That could be fair. My biggest issue with Boone is something that I think is a great strength of Carlos Mendoza, holding guys accountable and being upfront and honest, whether it's with the media or the players themselves, not pulling any punches, not trying to sugarcoat things.
Yeah, he's a little different in that regard. I get you.
Yeah, that to me is
a little different there. Yep.
That to me is a strength of Mendoza, where he's done that right out of the gate in year one. Even this year with the struggles, he's open and honest about it. Where Boone, there's always the bug.
No, he protects him.
Oh,
but let me ask you this: if it doesn't lead for Mendoza, forget about Boone for a sec. 'Cause I do agree. Like, Mendoza seems a little more raw and a little more real and a little more transparent during the post-game interviews. But if it doesn't equate to buttoned up winning baseball, does it matter?
No.
That's all that matters.
We're going to see it. But we have to find, even with Boone forever, it was always, I'm going to judge him on his managerial moves in the postseason. And so far, outside of last year, last year was the first year he got to the World Series. And then in the World Series, there were some issues. So as far as those specific moves, I bet that Carlos Mendoza never screws up the way he did last night, burning Acuna as opposed to keeping him on the bench for that exact situation. I bet he learned from that. I'm glad he learned from it last night and not in October in a series. So I would still trust that Mendoza will make the right decisions. I think, if anything, he's been too reliant on the analytics this year. Maybe they're getting more involved, where last year they let him be in.
Well, you always said you liked him because of the gut.
Yeah.
So, and there's been a little bit more of an attachment to the numbers. But yeah, hopefully by the way, it's a second year. So you're going to go through a curve where you think about your second year on the radio versus now. I mean,
100%.
Things slow down. There's clarity. There's understanding.
Yeah. You think you know everything when you first start out. And then
you do,
learn,
and we really know nothing in hindsight. Think about that.
And by the way, that happens at the highest of levels with the NFL, where you had the Callahan of the Titans. Did you see him?
I did see. Didn't know the rule.
Dude, not knowing
I did see that.
Now, that's what happens when you hire a head coach.
That's unacceptable.
Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series Tulsa King. This season, Dwight faces his most dangerous adversaries yet, forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his empire. Stream the new season of Tulsa King on Sunday, September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus. Yeah, he didn't even know the rule.
That's unacceptable.
He quote said 1 elbow doesn't equal 2 feet.
I know.
And it was the exact opposite. John Madden taught us that 40 years ago.
Can you imagine if that was Dable or Aaron Glenn? I mean, I don't know about you, but I do. We would crush them.
And by the way,
for not knowing a rule.
It's not just him. It's all because to be fair to Callahan, he's also in real time in the game. The people in his
There's
headset,
a lot going on.
but somebody's got to be.
You got to know the rule, though. But your support staff's got to make sure if you don't, that they get it to you. But he's got to know the role. He's the head coach.
But don't you think that maybe somebody made the mistake and he's covering for them? Like, there's got to be a chance where, okay, so let's say he was unsure of the rule.
Yep.
And then somebody's telling him, well, he got the elbow in, but his feet weren't in. And then he's just saying, okay. Like, you kind of go with it. Like, sometimes Hoff will tell us something, and I'm like, all right, well, yeah, we go with it. But in reality, it's like, wait a second, I knew better than that. I don't know the exact. I would bet.
Hoff getting dragged for no reason.
Multiple. He's not even paying attention.
No, he's
multiple people, I think, made that mistake. Anyway, point is, that's what happens when you hire these young guys, and sometimes they don't know everything. So in Mendoza's case, yeah, it's his second year as being a big league manager. And by the way, he's more experienced than most because he worked his way up to being a manager.
He took the more conventional route, didn't come from the broadcast booth, didn't just go, taking off the shin guards and becoming a manager. I got you. But what I'm saying is this, so you would hope that you would learn from this. And I hope he does, and he probably will. But I also said, and this is part of the evaluation, is why I give him a C- so far. I don't think he's had a really good year at all. And, I want to get these calls. I'm curious where the Met fan is on the Mets and on the manager. But why didn't he learn when he didn't pinch run for Mendoza? For Marte on August 8th. It was the same. Now, Marte is faster than Mauricio. Like, Marte's sprint speed's more about 30, 35 percentile, where, Mauricio right now is about 13%. So that's that. I get it. I get it. But he made the mistake on August 8th by allowing Marte to stay at second base, base it up the middle by Jeff McNeil, thrown out at the plate, game over, when you had Tyrone Taylor, who's 95 percentile. So he made the mistake in August. Now he made the mistake in September. That tells me he hasn't learned yet. So why would he learn in October?
Because here's why he made the mistake. Let's go a little bit deeper. Cedric Mullins is up. He's useless to a point where he can't even get a bunt down.
How do you bunt the pop-up? By the way, and they nailed it. I don't mean to jump on you there, but this is important. It's a sacrifice situation. Show the hands, get the barrel up so the ball goes down. This guy's almost like he was bumped in for a hit, like the element of surprise.
Who you fooling? Just get the bunt down. So Cedric Mullins is so bad, he can't, and I'm not trying to pick on him, it's just the reality.
He's been terrible.
He can't even bunt right now. The Mets' two alternatives to Cedric Mullins are supposed to be Jose Siri and Tyrone Taylor. Both are not with the club.
Understood.
So now Mendy's kind of up against it because he's shorthanded, and he's thinking in that moment, down 1-0, not to the ninth inning, he's thinking, I need offense now. Maybe Acuna against a lefty will give me a better chance to get on base than Mullins. And if he does get on, I could have him steal a base. And now we got a runner in scoring position. A base hit can tie the game. That's his thought process there. He's not thinking, I'm going to save this bullet for the ninth inning. It was incorrect, but he was being aggressive there, and that was his only option. Now, you could argue he should have gone with Mauricio. That's my issue, and he probably didn't because of the numbers or because he's thinking if he gets on, he's an automatic double because he's going to steal second base, whereas Mauricio can't. Then he uses Mauricio out of desperation because he's figuring, I got to do something. He's the next best guy that I have on the bench, and an upgrade over Alonso, as insignificant as it may be.
Well, I could push back on the upgrade, although it's obviously provable that Mauricio's a little bit faster. Pete is actually a very smart, savvy base runner for a big boy. We know that. So I think that was a bit of a miscalculation. Listen, this is not Game 6 of the NLCS where I'm getting on the air frying Mendoza for a move that I obviously very much disagree with, but you're judged on whether or not you get it right or you get it wrong. I mean, I could sit here and say, man, I had pretty sound logic laying the 1.5 points with the Ravens on Sunday night, and they look good for most, but did I win the bet or did I not? I lost the bet. So I understand what you're saying. Some bodies are not there, guys that they can use who both can run, different options. And I know what he was doing, but it still didn't work out.
Yeah. Well,
and it's got to work out for them to win.
That's where you and I would differ, is that I don't make that decision or judgment based off of results. I would make it based off of, regardless of how it turned out, it was the wrong decision to pinch hit Acuna as opposed to holding him back. Whether it worked or not, if Mauricio scored from first, I still think it was a mistake, not just results based. Either way, Mendoza's gonna have to prove himself, assuming that first he's got to get his team there, and then he's got to do his job. BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. John is calling from upstate New York. What's up, John?
What's up, BT and Sal? Sal, I mean, I was on X last night scrolling throughout the game, and I see you tweeting that positive Tommy, saying log off, blah, blah, blah. But here you are on the air being positive. Which one is it? It's like, I can't wrap my head around how you're supporting this team. I mean, I get it. I'm a diehard fan of the Mets, too. We're going to support our team. But this team is in deep trouble.
No, hold on. Timeout. Mets fandom, from my perspective, has nothing to do with it. Do you know what does have? And I'm not being positive, I'm being real. If the playoffs ended today, and they do end in 18 games, the Mets are in the playoffs.
I understand that. We were also in the playoffs with 17 games to go, and we lost a 7-game lead.
Okay,
man.
so then why can't you think that they can do the reverse
history
of the Phillies?
repeats itself. Why would I be positive as a Mets fan when I have all this trauma as a Mets fan? Come on, man.
Because it's not
you know better than anybody.
No, John, you're right. I do, and that's why you should listen to me instead of fighting with me. This is not the same team in 2007. They're more talented. They're better.
But what shows you that they're more talented? Other than Soto, I get Soto. What shows you that they're more talented? Our bullpen is up and down. Ryan has, I mean, come on, man. He is just a mess. I get he had a great inning last night, but one inning opposed to however many bad games he's had as a
You're
Mets.
focusing on Helsley. How about Diaz, Brooks Raley, and Tyler Rogers?
Diaz put out a magic trick on Friday night. He was lucky. He had
so that's not good enough for you. So Diaz being effective is not good enough for you. Rogers not good enough for you. Raley's not good enough for you. Soto, Lindor, Alonso being proven is not good enough for you. What do you want?
Okay, if they're all proven, then why are we in the position we are in right now?
They've been inconsistent. Which team would you want? Which team would you want to be a fan of? The Phillies? Would you rather be a fan of the team that's 8
It's not about being no. It doesn't matter. We're in the third wild card spot with teams breathing down our neck.
John, who won?
We have all this star power, and we're not doing anything with it.
Who won the division last year? The NL East.
The Phillies.
And what happened in the first round that they played the Mets?
Right, we won, of course.
So then why are you getting caught up on the 8-game deficit?
Because no matter what, that could happen to us too. Look at what we had a lead in the division, and what happened? The Phillies took us over. It's not about you're going past history. It doesn't matter about that. The Mets have a history.
You are going on the
this.
history. You're referencing 2007.
No, I'm talking about last year, about what happened last year in the playoffs. The Mets have a history of doing this, completely blowing the lead, and that's what we do. That's what we're famous for doing. We've won 2 World Series in our franchise history, and you have faith in this team? We blow it every goddamn time.
He's got some fears, man. John, it's a good call. Appreciate the passion. I'm not so sure that this team's better than the 2007 team. I mean, not even to get into that necessarily.
That team was ravaged with injury down the stretch as well. And again, that's almost 20 years ago.
Either way, I know.
What does that have to do with right now?
I don't think it should. That was my point.
Okay, well, that's my point.
You can't always tie it to history.
His whole premise is his life as a Met fan has sucked, so why do I believe in this team? Because I'm not like you. I'm not like you. I'm realistic. That means when there's a time to be critical of them, I criticize as much or more than anybody else. When there's a time with legit reason to believe, I'm going to believe. Whereas others, and I'm not going to name names, others will just go over the top like John and be negative for no reason. They are right now in the playoffs. Just like I said a month and a half ago, when everybody else was panicking. What was the word that Vaccaro used to describe them? It was a harsh word.
Was it the P word?
No.
A couple weeks ago, right? Right?
Yeah, we were saying the type of the brand of baseball they were playing. It was a harsh word.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was even worse than pathetic. Whatever it was. It was a scathing word to describe the way the team that the Mets are. Mm-hmm. You could say they're playing that way, but that's not the team that they are. So I'm fighting it off then, and that was when I was looking at its worst. And now they've gained ground as far as being comfortable in that third spot. Again, does it mean they're going to get to the playoffs? Who the hell knows? I believe, and I'm giving you legit reasons why. And the difference between me and Positive Tommy is he's tweeting something positive about a game that was all negative. Like the only positive was, in fact, Ryan Helsley from last night. You want to throw in McClain as well?
For sure.
Yeah, but okay. But we expect that from McClain. Positive Tommy's his own entity. He's never critical of the team. I am not that. I'm giving you legit reasons to believe they're 3 games up in the playoffs right now. Why would I expect that? There's 18 games to go. They've held the playoff spot the entire year, as bad as they've been.
I appreciate that you're not tying yourself to the tortured fate. I mean that, because that's how I operate as a Jets fan. It's the same premise, right? So I get it. I can relate to it. And there's 2 very different arguments here, or conversation points. One, are the Mets going to make it? I think that they probably will. The other conversation, which is just much deeper in terms of pure baseball stuff, is they're not as good as they're supposed to be. They're fighting to win 86, 87 games. They've got a massive bloated payroll. They needed 3 rookies to come up and save them from a rotational perspective. They need to go out and get 3 or 4 arms in the pen to stabilize that. They've been up and down and maddeningly inconsistent all year. So I think that last caller's name was John. I would probably meet somewhere in between. Forget about up 7, 17. Forget about that nonsense. This year's team is good, but they're also very flawed and very inconsistent. What that means in a month, I don't know. But it wouldn't give me supreme confidence as a Mets fan, nor would I latch on to that fatalistic view just because I'm a Mets fan, if that makes sense.
I think you said it perfectly. I don't think there's anybody that could argue the Mets have not had a disappointing regular season. It has been a disappointing regular season. All I'm saying is think about how far the Mets organization has come to that a disappointing regular season can result in a playoff berth. Like, I don't know if you guys know this or not. The Mets have been around since '62. You can count on your fingers how many times they've been in the damn playoffs. Like, it's a big deal for this team to make the playoffs, let alone in consecutive years, which has only happened twice in the franchise history. Hoff mentioned it before. They're on the verge of doing something they've never done before, making it 3 out of 4 years. So that's a big deal. Now, is it as good as everybody expected in the regular season? No. But if they get to the playoffs, everything starts with a clean slate, and they have just as good a chance. Doesn't mean you have to think that they're favorites or anybody else. They have just as good a chance as everybody else. The Dodgers aren't having as good a regular season as anybody thought they were either. But guess what? You get in the postseason, they can do damage. The Brewers are far exceeding the expectations based on the regular season. Guess what? Come October, means squat. I don't love it, but that's the way that the sport is. Get in and you have a chance. So the regular season, as long as you get to the playoffs, is frustrating and is inconsistent and as down as it may be in accordance with the expectations, still going to be a success if they make the playoffs.
I know Hoff wanted to jump in. Hoff.
Just really quick, because I think both of your points are perfect. My one question to both of you, we could think about this. This year, unlike last year where there was big games and the Mets seemed to be winning big games every single day going into the final stretch of the season and then making the playoffs and all that other stuff. This year, how many big games have they won? It's very reminiscent of when they were trying to win the division in 2022 to the Braves, and they couldn't pull it off. And they collapsed at the end, and they went to the wild card. Now they're just fighting for the last playoff spot. They haven't won big games. Every time there's a big game, they lose. They don't even show up.
They just swept the Phillies 2 weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago. What about yesterday?
I feel what's kind of...
What about Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Dude, they were in Cincinnati.
They got shut down by a good pitcher. It happened.
Great American Ballpark.
Yeah.
Toronto and the Reds were putting up 20 points to 20 runs a game because that's what you do there. They put up 5, 6, 7 runs in 3 games.
I would just add this real quick. Like, to me, and I'm not going to use the word ruined because their season's not ruined because it's not over yet, but it's not over by a mile. But I don't think it's the Mets' inability to win big games that's kind of throwing us a loop here or curveball. I think it's the Mets' inability to beat teams they're supposed to stomp.
Yeah, I know.
That's really whether it's the Nats, whether it's 3 or 4 to the Marlins, whether it's teams whereas with the Yankees, up until recently, the Yanks were feeding on the dirt. They were getting smoked by the good teams. It's the complete opposite.
Well, that's why I get scared. There's 3 games at the end of the season against the Marlins. This is 2007, 2008 all over again. I may break down on the air with you guys and cry.
Might?
Yeah.
You have?
Well, I haven't cried yet, but
There's another level?
If they miss the postseason this year, it would be it would be a disaster. A disaster. And I will go nuts and rip everybody involved. Like, that's obviously that comes. Of course. But why would I do that now or even fear that? If I truly believe, like Hop believes or John believes, now they didn't give me good enough reason, but if I truly believed that this team weren't any good and wasn't going to make the postseason, I tell you, I truly believe there's nothing to worry about in that regard. Are you getting nervous? Yeah, sure. Like, you'd rather be in first place in the wild card or in first place in the division as opposed to the last team in right now, 3 games up. Right?
Of course.
That's what they are. But they're also 3 games. They're also 3 games back at the second spot. Like, there are still other players. They could still catch the Padres. They play the Padres as well. So
they could climb.
I just don't believe. Hey, maybe I could be proven wrong. It has happened before.
No.
But I am believing in this team in what I believe to be legitimate reasons to believe in this team.
All right, 888-808-1019, BT Sal on the Fan. All sorts of emotions with these Metsies here. It's getting good around here. I get some popcorn. as the Yankees continue to cruise, by the way. Well, it's going to be a tough week, man. All right, our water, transportation, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 845 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium. And the one before that, that's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
After a tough Week 1 loss to the Commanders, Big Blue is hungry, desperate, and ready to respond.
So we got to pick up, move on.
The offense is determined to strike back, and the defense is prepared to hold the line.
We bleed together, we ride together.
This week, the stage is bigger. The stakes are higher. Giants, Cowboys, one of the NFL's greatest rivalries. And this time, it's all about redemption.
We got to get ready to play Dallas and beat them.
Kickoff is 1 p.m. Sunday. The home of New York Giants football is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 20% off at chefiq.com.
Want to turn up the heat and turn up the savings this winter? Go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather, flexible pricing plans, an easy budget plan, and live 24/7 service and support. Go with your local HVAC pros at Petro for best-in-class service and comfort you can count on. Use propane? Ask about special offers. Go to petro.com now to get your $125 free heating oil or call 1-888-PETRO02 today. Propane not available in all areas.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Rutgers football is back in Piscataway throughout the rest of the fall. Don't miss a moment.
This is Coach Shiano. Keep chopping.
And join the fun on the Rutgers Boardwalk. Free rides, games, entertainment, parades, and more, all before every home game. It's all free family fun at the Rutgers Boardwalk. Visit us online at scarletknights.com. Don't miss a moment. See Coach Shiano and the Rutgers football team all fall long at SHI Stadium.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Lunch was great. Greenwich Village is a fun spot.
Can we stop at a bathroom?
Are you all right?
I keep having stomach issues after eating, like diarrhea, gas and bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools.
Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action and get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
If Old Spice Deep Sea Super Hydration Body Wash were music, what would it sound like? Start with the deep sounds of Old Spice's ocean waves and kelp. Layer on the smooth, renewing moisture. You wouldn't hear any parabens or phthalates because Old Spice Deep Sea hasn't got any. But you would hear that vitamin B3 for healthier looking skin. So while your regular body wash sounds like this, Old Spice sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's now back on The Fan. We'll have Brian Baldinger coming up in about 10 minutes or so stay tuned for that. We'll get your NFL fix with Baldy, 888-808-1019. Let's get back to the phones here talking about the Mets. Nick is in St. Augustine, Florida. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's up, guys? One thing with the Cedric Mullins. I mean, he's batting .289 against lefties. He's not great, but he's better than Acuna against lefties anyway. And they needed to save Acuna for the end of the game. I know there wasn't much left on the bench, but with the splits, you're better off just leaving Mullins in. Second, the Mets are not a good team. They're decent at best. They haven't been good for months. Last year, if you compare it to last year, by this time last year, you felt really good about the Mets. Maybe you were on the cusp again about making the playoffs, but you knew if they made the playoffs, that team could do damage. This team has not showed us they could do damage. They haven't had a winning month in 3 months. It's a bad team almost. Like, you want to say borderline bad? Fine. But they're not a good team right now. And
Nick, let me ask you a question. So, what do you think is the Mets' ultimate strength? What part of their team is the best part of their team?
That's a great question. There is no ultimate strength. Right now, there is none. I would say Diaz. I mean, if you want to, you can't even say they're hitting because it's so inconsistent and it popped up for about a month. Yeah. So you want me to say the best thing? Diaz. That's it. The starting pitching, you got McLean. We'll see what the younger guys do now. Yeah. But they don't have a strength. That's why they're not a good team. They're not a good team at all. They're a decent team. If they make the playoffs, can they get hot with some of the players that they have? Yes. It's a roll of dice. It'll be lucky if that happens. It's going to be against the mean because right now they're just not a good team at all. They haven't been a good team really all year except for the first 2 months. And even then when they were winning,
were they a good team last year?
Yes.
Oh, they barely made the they made the playoffs on the last day of the year. You're aware of that, right?
Yep.
They were down to their final out. They were down to their final out against the Brewers. So they were a good team last year. They were so good last year that they barely made the playoffs on the final day of the year, and then they barely beat the Brewers. They were so good last year, though. They barely made the playoffs.
The team in baseball since June 1st, and from June 1st on, they did nothing but win and had the best record in baseball. And had to catch up and will wind up with more wins last year, 89, than they will this year. They're not hitting 89 if their lives depended on it. So, yes, they were a better team last year and more consistent last year. They had 2 really bad months last year, and then were a very good team the whole year. This, you're looking at the opposite. And even when the Mets were good for the first 2 months of the season, they still weren't hitting.
Nick, you care more about what happens from June on, and that's fine. I choose to factor in the whole season. Kill me for that I like to factor in April and May. I mean, it is, in fact, part of the Major League Baseball season. So last year, the first 2 months didn't matter, and the Mets were the best team in baseball. This year, the first 2 months don't matter, where the Mets now have been the worst team since June 13th, whatever it may be. From April till June 13th, the Mets are one of the best teams in baseball. And they've righted the ship after going the wrong way quickly from June 13th on. They've leveled out. They're not going to barely make the postseason the way that they did a year ago. So to me, I think they have more talent this year. So we just disagree.
I think they've got more talent, but I understand the psychology. Maybe not so much tapping into like Hoff and some others about the torturous past in a lot of ways of the Mets here. But I think it's easier, and I understand this and I agree with this. Like, if I'm looking at both seasons here, yes, I do think this version has more talent. I do. So I grant you that right away. But when you start the season poorly, like they did a year ago, and you go on a ride, a multi-month ride where it's good baseball and you're winning and the vibes are good, it feels more believable, more tangible, more evidence as to why, all right, I could see us doing something in October. As opposed to this year, which doesn't mean that they won't do anything in October, but I believe it's harder to jump on board without any wavering because they've been so spotty for so long. It's flipped. Now, it could equate to the same script. I'm going to grant you that. Although I don't think they'll win the same amount of games as last year. But sure, they could get to the NLCS this year or beyond and win the World Series. But the holes and the weaknesses have been on display for successive months, and that jars the confidence. And I get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Because you look at every baseball. Like, I'm not sure what people are looking for here. You look at every. You don't think the Phillies have flaws?
Well, I'm not saying
weaknesses.
that.
Oh, but so I'm.
Well, let me look at the Phillies month by month. I don't think they've had the fluctuations, to answer you directly. They have flaws. First of all, Trey Turner, who's got the highest batting average of baseball, might not be ready for October.
Right.
Phil's going to have some issues.
They had some bullpen flaws, too, and guess what they did? They signed David Robertson, who was available sitting there.
Well, and they traded for Durant. I get it. Like, I think it's fair to criticize David Stearns for not doing enough at the trade deadline. I've done that. So I'm not saying that. His trades have worked out so far to have been a bust. Season's not over yet. And even if it is, the Mets are in the postseason. Like, I'm not sure what people want. What do you want? A team that's going to win 120 games? Show me the team that's going to win the 100 games this year.
Well, I don't think there is one. I'd have to really look closer.
Milwaukee's got 89 wins.
Milwaukee might, but there's not many. There's not a dominant team, to your point. I'm with you. But here's the difference, all right? Now, all right, I just picked the Phillies, right? Phillies have an 8-game lead here. They're not going to win the division. I think everybody knows that, unless you're just holding out hope, which is fine. But the Phillies have had only one sub-500 month, and that was in July. So their craters haven't been so overwhelmingly in the face of their fans, where I believe their record is a little bit more believable right now because their confidence hasn't been jarred.
Right.
The Mets have had multiple, I think it's 4. It's at least 3 months where they've been below 500, Sal.
But when you bring up the Phillies, I'm going to punch back with the argument.
I know.
So then if the Phillies are that good and that consistent and their flaws are limited and they're more believable, how come they can't beat the Mets then? How come they've had an issue where they needed just one win at Citi Field to really put the fork in the Mets? They got swept.
I'm being fair. I don't know. I don't have an answer now.
Not to mention last year, where in the postseason they were disposed, not in a 5-game hard-fought series.
No, they beat them easy.
They were wiped
away. They pushed them aside. There's no doubt. Now, what I would say is let's see what happens next 3 games.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if the Phillies win 3, I don't think they're going to sweep the Mets. If they sweep the Mets, that's a different discussion. If the Phillies win 3 or 4, based on their consistency throughout the season, even though the Mets obviously punked them last year and most of this year before this latest series, well, then maybe there's some more evidence that, all right, that's maybe the Phillies are just better this year. I'm not prepared to say that in totality. What I am prepared to say, because the numbers bear this out and it's irrefutable, they've been much more consistent. What does that mean in a month? Not necessarily anything.
That's my issue. And by the way, they might sweep the Mets. And if they do, the Mets are going to be in trouble as far as their postseason spot goes. But guess what? Even if the Mets do get swept, they're still going to be in a playoff spot. I mean, even if they got swept by the Phillies, then it's going to be 15 games to go, and at worst case, they're going to be tied for the playoff spot with the Giants with the tiebreaker edge over the Giants. Now you're going to have 15 games to go. Hey, they'll be in a similar spot like last year. Maybe fans will be happy. Maybe they can get Grimace out to throw the first pitch because that's the guy who Met fans love. I mean, the one guy that was beyond criticism, except for me, was Grimace. Everybody else is getting ripped. Lindor, Soto, Mendy, Diaz, you name a pitcher, he's getting ripped. Grimace is the one guy last year that was absolved of all the criticism. Maybe they should bring him back. Everybody loved last year. Two guys, Grimace and Jose Iglesias. Those are the guys that Met fans want to see back this year. So why spend $765 on Juan Soto when you could just have Grimace for nothing? Have him throw out the first pitch for a little promo or bring back Iglesias for a few $million.
He is a winner. He's got that winning DNA, Grimace. He's a guy that I want in my clubhouse, Sal.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Talk to Brian Baldinger when we come back. 888-808-1019. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co. Love these shirts. Makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant. You can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle-free. It even comes with the security zip pockets and the sunglasses loop and an additional pocket square. Check that out. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
A new era of football. Clearly, new head coach, new quarterback, new everything with the New York Jets. Obviously, the beginning of the Aaron Glenn era. Obviously, the beginning of seeing Justin Fields. A new era of Jets football was on tap.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute. John Mateer wasn't perfect, but he delivered when it mattered. The Washington State transfer led number 18 Oklahoma past number 15 Michigan with 270 yards, a touchdown, a pick, and 74 yards on the ground, including a clutch 8-minute drive to seal the victory. He's now the Heisman favorite, and the Sooners' playoff hopes are riding on his fearless, fast-paced style. It's not always pretty, but it's working. I'm Maggie Gray.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
The Mega Millions jackpot is now $358 million. If you win, that's enough money to buy a flat-screen TV for every room of your new mansion. Stop by a New Jersey lottery retailer to get your ticket today.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
Hey, Tiki here. Imagine a world where all your smart devices work together seamlessly in one simple ecosystem. Introducing the Sloman's Shield Link. With Sloman's Shield Link, transform your home into a truly intelligent smart home experience. Control your lights, heating and cooling, door locks, cameras, TVs, just about anything in your home. Life is busy and daily stresses add up. But with Sloman's Shield Link, your home tech works in harmony, making life more convenient, safe, and enjoyable. Now imagine pulling into your driveway and with one one tap, your home welcomes you. Lights on, doors unlocked, only to hear your favorite music. A true smart home isn't just about gadgets. It's about comfort and security. With Sloman Shield, enjoy a full integration of home security and automation, all at your fingertips. Make your life easier and your home a safer haven. Learn more at SlomanShieldLink.com or call 1-800-ALARM-ME. Embrace the future of home living with Sloman's Shield Link.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
Hey, it's John Gallucci Jr., President and CEO at JAG Physical Therapy. When I was a young clinician practicing as a physical therapist, I used to see people come into the clinic and say to myself, these simple injuries can all be prevented if you visit your physical therapist before the injury, such as strengthening, flexibility, balance. My physical therapist and myself are here to treat you. If you get injured with a slip or fall around the house, or you strain your low back, or you happen to hurt your knee golfing, JAG Physical Therapy has state-of-the-art facilities where our physical therapists have top-notch equipment to help you recover from your injury or illness as quick as possible and ready to go back into the game of life.
JAG is the only outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy provider that serves the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Rockland, Westchester, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Schedule your visit today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
Get back the life you love at JAG Physical Therapy.
Hey, Connecticut, if you want name brand tires at the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, then get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
At Dick's Sporting Goods, we have always believed sport has the power to change lives. Community happens here. Change happens here. Sport happens here. Introducing the all-new Dick's House of Sport, bringing new experiences, new services, and unrivaled selection from the top brands to a new place Jersey City can call home. Featuring a rock wall, a HitTrax multi-sport cage, and 3 golf hitting bays. Dick's House of Sport at Newport Center. Grand opening celebration September 19th through September 21st.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT Sal back on the Fan. We are joined by Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Baldy, good to have you back with us. I know you did the game in Washington with the Giants and Commanders. Was it even uglier being there for it than it was on TV?
Yeah, for any Giant fan, it was uglier being there. And there was a lot of Giant fans that showed up. A lot of blue in that stadium on Sunday. It was every bit as ugly on Sunday as what you felt watching it on TV. And it was even worse when I went back and studied it and watched it. It was just, I mean, in a word, it was just terrible football.
Was it a combination of just uninspiring play calling, Russell not seeing things, the O-line? I mean, what exactly was it, besides maybe everything?
Well, it's everything. I mean, if you just go back to 1st and goal at the 1.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, that sequence of plays frustrated me more than anything. That's a 7-0 game. You're right in the game. You got a pass interference call, whatever. You got hands to the face. You got a first down at the 1. And they call a play for a rookie tackle who's tackle eligible, probably the first time in his life he's ever reported in, I'm eligible, number 71. And you run the play for Marcus Bowe, and Washington is watching it. And they don't let him off the line of scrimmage. And Russell's got no place to go with the ball. Like it wasn't a trick play to Washington. It wasn't anything. They were ready for it. You know, that sequence was just awful. They came away with nothing there. Like that, I mean, they ended up quarterback sneaking because they couldn't gain a yard in that situation, they went to their quarterback sneak, and that worked twice. And That's always a pretty safe play right there in that situation.
Yeah, but Baldy, real quick, though, because the schematics of that play, like, I mean, wow, we're getting this creative the first week. I mean, this would come out, dude. How about you just say hike and you shove it down somebody's throat? To me, you got to set a tone. And to me, when you call a play like that, you're basically telling your offensive lineman, we don't think you can get a yard. I mean, what kind of message is that?
I agree. In fact, I think I said that in the air. Like, I think I was with Chris Carino announcing it, and I think I actually said that. Like, there's no need to trick anybody. This is week 1. Like, you've been spending all offseason telling you how you've upgraded the offensive line and all these different positions. Okay, you got a great opportunity. You had these scrimmages against the Jets. You did short yardage. You did goal line. Like, go make it pay off. Go get a yard. I mean, when you can't gain a yard when you need a yard, you're not a good football team.
How much of the fault of the Giants' struggles is because of Andrew Thomas not being there?
It's some. I mean, Andrew Thomas, like Hudson did not play well. I wouldn't say anybody played well up front across the board. But Andrew Thomas, he makes a difference. Like, he's an elite player. Protection's probably a little bit better than it would have been. Maybe in the run game, they would have been a little bit better. But it doesn't really account for just a dreadful showing all the way around.
The Giants' run defense is obviously behind their pass rush. I didn't know that it would quite be this far behind it again. Is that going to be shored up, or is this going to be a week-to-week issue where it's just that bad?
Well, you took a kid in Ja'Cory Merritt, Krosky Merritt, that nobody ever heard of. 7th-round pick, didn't even play in college. And he looked like, he's probably their starting running back. Now, they know a lot more about him than the Giants did. But, I mean, the quarterback is elite, and so he got his scrambles. But, anytime you look up, I don't care how you do it, but you look up at the end of the day and they run for 220 yards against you, nothing's fixed from a year ago. Nothing. So you can, I felt like Dexter had no influence in that game at all, Dexter Lawrence. And he's supposed to be the monster in the middle. And I didn't feel like Dexter in the pass game, in the run game. I mean, I don't have any problem calling him out here on the air. Like, I didn't think he showed up. This is a Washington offense line that's upgraded for sure. Left tackle, right tackle, rookie. But, this is NFC East football. You don't run for 220 yards against a team in the NFC East. You're just not supposed to do that.
We were told, Baldy, that it was going to be different. BT and Sal on the fan. We're talking about Brian Baldinger. We're told that it was going to be different this year. Fans were getting excited, maybe just about Jackson Dart and the preseason, the feel. But realistically, going into these first 2 games of the year, outside, road games, but inside the division with the Washington, with Dallas, and then you see that, and then you see Daniel Jones have success in week 1. It's year 4 here. I was blaming the coach yesterday. Is this primarily on the head coach?
Well, when you have a performance like that and you can't score a touchdown, and it's on the coach. Like, I watched Daniel Jones' game. He played great. I haven't seen Daniel Jones play that great, but I'll say this. The scheme of allowing Daniel Jones to play where, okay, this is who's going to be open on this play. Throw it right here. He did all of that. And he's got an elite tight end in Tyler Warren. That made a difference. But I thought Daniel Jones played as fast and free and loose as I've seen him. And I thought how they schemed it, whether it was half-field reads or this is where attacking coverage with this route combination and this is where you go with the ball, he followed. It was like paint by numbers. He made it look really easy.
So what about Jackson Dart? Because to me, that's the final thing here, Baldy. It's been 4 years. I've seen different quarterbacks already. I don't need to see more other than if Jackson Dart is the real deal or not. To me, that would be the one thing that could save Dable. You told us last week, maybe you're thinking week 5. Where are you at with when the Giants might turn the reins over to Jackson Dart?
I wouldn't wait anymore. I just wouldn't waste anymore. Like, the guy's talented. He's played in the SEC for 3 years. He's been in 2 major college football programs. Why is it that J.J. McCarthy in his first NFL start can go out and do what he did in the fourth quarter? Why does Bo Nix take a team to a playoff? Look at Jaden Daniels, the offensive rookie of the year. Like, these kids are ready to play. They're just more advanced than they have been in the past. To me, I would take the reins off. Troy Aikman was 1-15 his rookie year. He went to the Hall of Fame. Like, I can give you, for every guy you tell me that got ruined because he played too soon, I'll give you another guy that flourished because he did play. And here's the danger. If you sit there and go, okay, Russell's our guy, and we've seen what Russell is, enough. But if you say, well, we don't want to damage him. Well, what if he can win you games? What if he's ready? That's the conundrum. for everybody in that organization who's just like literally, I mean, they're like the walking dead over there right now, I'm sure. But like everybody in that organization over there, what if he is ready? And what if you can beat Washington? And what if you can beat Dallas? And this kid's on the sideline. Like that's like, you know, we're getting to that point right now where you go, screw it. Let's put him out there. Let's play him. Because I think he's going to be a difference maker.
All right, Baldy, a couple of quick things on the Jets here. BT Sal, Baldinger, of course, with us every Tuesday during the week during the football season, breaking down the film, things that we might not see. How much of what Field showed is real?
All of it. Like, I thought he was fantastic.
Talk to me.
I thought it was all real. The touchdown throw, to Garrett Wilson was the right read. It was a deep cross. He got good protection. He made he threw the guy open. You can easily screw that throw up. You can try to make it perfect. He let Garrett go get it. The extension of plays when it was time to do it was really good. Ball placement to different guys, I thought it was really sharp. I mean, T.J. Watt is sitting there waiting for him on that read option that he scores on. He's sitting there waiting on the play. And Justin just, that's a defensive player of the year. As good as there is in his business, he ran right around him like he was standing still.
Yeah.
It was impressive. And the offensive line was real. I think Tippmann is a much better guard than center.
Okay.
I feel bad for Ali Vera Tucker, but I think they're lucky that they have Tippmann there because they played really well up front.
Yeah, and I was looking at some of the numbers with Membu, who was the highest graded offensive lineman of rookies. I think he had a 90.3 PFF grade. Saucehead was the number one rated quarterback during week one. There was certainly some good storylines. They just looked like, number one, they had more energy. They had more conviction in what they want to do. They actually looked like a football team, but there are elements of concern. The corner opposite Sauce, don't love the third level. Who's the second receiver? If I ask you right now, Bull, the biggest issue for the Jets moving forward is going to be what?
Well, Brandon Stevens at the other corner looks like a problem.
Yep.
Look, he has played in Baltimore. 2 years ago, they led the league in sacks. They led the league in takeaways. You can benefit great deal, when you have consistent pressure up front. And I'm not saying that, Baltimore didn't make any effort to try and keep him. I think that's a problem. DJ was really good for his time there in New York. And I think that's a little bit of a drop-off. And then, I don't know, who is the second receiver?
It might be the tight end. Might be Mason Taylor.
It's going to be. Yeah, I think Mason Taylor's going to be that guy for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. And Josh Reynolds has a role, but he's more of a 3 than a 2.
Mm-hmm.
You like him. He's good. He's a good blocker. He does the right thing. He knows the plays. But he's not. If they want to take Garrett out, who's going to go win? That's going to be a problem. Because you can't just count on Justin Fields to run and extend plays all the time. The defense is going to start spying him and prevent him from doing some of those things he did on Sunday. And then, honestly, Xavier Gipson came here as a nice story, and he had a great play the first game he ever played in.
Yeah, Bills.
Laying that ball on the carpet in that situation,
yeah.
I don't know. What are you getting out of him? Because your returner can't turn the ball over in that situation.
Baldy, I said I would have cut him. And I know that that's incredibly insensitive. I don't say that much, but you're trying to change a culture, and he has had ball security issues before. I would have cut him today. You could find somebody who's equal.
No, I agree. The return game's important, but is he a difference maker in the return game? And so sometimes you just send a hard message. I don't disagree with you. Jimmy Johnson had done that in the past. Different coaches have done that. To just say, they had a great chance to win that game against a really good team. And that play really killed them right there. That was the heartbreaker in that game. And look, these games are coming down. We saw it on Sunday night with Baltimore and Buffalo. One turnover in a game right now can flip the whole game. And so it flipped that game on Sunday. That's a shame because they played well enough to win.
BT and Sal on the Fan. We're talking with Brian Baldinger. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide for your insurance and financial needs. Nationwide is on your side. You mentioned at Baldy that you believe it was real with Justin Fields. What's been the difference in your mind from watching him with Chicago, Pittsburgh a year ago, and now with the Jets? Is it just coaching? Is he matured? What's the difference with Justin Fields?
I think some of it is Tanner Engstrom, the offense coordinator. He did a lot of really good creative things. They miss those two coaches in Detroit. They couldn't score in Detroit the other day up in Green Bay. But I thought the way that he uses motions, the way that he protected the edges, like it was really solid up front all game long against elite pass rushers. And you can't say that TJ changed the game or Alex Highsmith or Cam Hayward, like they didn't. And I think it started with protection, and then the way that they leak guys out late for a safety valve. Like, I think they're really in concert with one another, Tanner and Justin together.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm not looking at the film like you do. I mean, you're as good as anybody in the business doing this. But the one thing that I noticed from my couch, and I said this to Sal yesterday, is that Chicago Bears Justin Fields, things break down. He's trying to be an athlete, which you respect, trying to make something happen. Eyes are down. The new Justin Fields, he's extending the play, and he's keeping his head upfield. Is that accurate?
That's accurate. I mean, he did some of that in Chicago, too. But the offense made no sense in Chicago for much of the time he was there. There's got to be a rhythm and a timing to every offense. We all see it when the offense moves. And when it doesn't move like the Giants on Sunday, you're like, something's not right. And you saw it in Chicago last night. The rhythm between the quarterback and the receivers, it just isn't there. Now, maybe it'll get there. Maybe it's week one. But I feel like they're in lockstep with one another. And the other thing is Justin's a very serious student. But he reminds me a lot of Jalen Hurts in that regard. Like, he's a very serious guy. Okay. He's not out there joking around, clowning around. He doesn't do any of that. He's a very serious. He wants to be good. And I think they're coaching him hard. And I think the coaching matters. And I think what they put out there on tape, like, you can't expect to score 30-plus points every week. But I think they have an offense that, between the formations, the motions, and the shifts, it made sense to me.
Last one for you, Baldy. Which combo would you be more excited about? Dable and Dart or Glenn and Fields?
It's a good one.
Well, I mean, just based off 1 week, I would take, Glenn, AJ, and Justin. But I'd like to see the rookie in there for the Giants. Like, I think he's going to be everything can change. Malik Neighbors isn't arguing with the coach on the sideline. Like, all the things we saw. Like, I think it all changed. This kid, maybe I'm dead wrong with this guy, but I've been around him enough. Like, this guy is a bright bulb about the game of football. And his movement, his eyes, what he sees, like, he plays with a swagger, and that's how you have to play. You have to attack. You can't sit back and try to, I'm going to clear the rush, and then when I see, then I'm going to make the throw. Like, enough of what we saw on Sunday.
Sounds like Aaron Glenn and Jackson Dart would be your choice of combination, Baldy. Thank you.
I'd like to see that, too.
Thank you, Baldy. You're the best. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys, you got me.
Nice.
That was Odyssey NFL insider Brian Baldinger, host of the Best Football Show podcast. Insider calls are brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. Got to be encouraged there if you're a Jet fan hearing Baldy speak.
I am. My life keeps singing it, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I like that about Justin Fields, the fact that he's no-nonsense guy. Go out there and work. You just need him to be able to keep up that type of performance. Again, if he does that every week, he's going to be in the MVP conversation, but even a little bit less than that.
And think about this. They're going to play defenses that eventually that aren't that good. Steelers have, a bunch of Hall of Famers. Like, the Steelers are good. Yeah. They're well coached. They're well prepared. They've got good athletes. They've got good players. So, again, to replicate that every week, especially this week against the Bills, not real. I mean, I'm not looking to that, but I cannot wait. Let me put it this way. I can't wait to watch him play his second game as a Jet.
Which is one of the last times we said you can't wait to watch the Jets play a football game. And then the other thing is he's talking about Jackson Dart. He would do it now.
Yeah, I know.
And he was the one who said it last week.
He was early last week with us, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, what?
He's basically saying Russ is done.
That's it.
It looks like he's done.
Hey, sign me up. We'll get to that when we come back, the conversation about what would be your breaking point to definitively go with Jackson Dart, if not already. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls right now. Let's get you updated. Here's Andrew Bogut.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 1:04. I'm Andrew Bogish. Your Sports Flash is sponsored by NJMEP Manufacturing Day on October 3rd in Freehold. If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will be there to share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org. The Mets still haven't won a game this season when trailing after 8 innings, but but they flirted with doing so Sunday in Cincinnati and last night in Philly. So that's something, says Carlos Mendoza.
I like the fact that we're creating traffic, We did it yesterday. We didn't come up with a big hit. We did it again today against a pretty good closer. We just got to get that last one there to get the runners across.
But since they didn't get any runners across, the Mets have lost 2 straight, 3 of 4. Their lead for the last NL wildcard is now 3 games on the red-hot Giants. Game 2 in Philly starts at 6:45 on Odyssey Mets Radio. Sean Manaea and Ranger Suarez on the mound. Will Warren throws the first pitch in the Bronx at 7:05 here on the Fan. The Yankees starting a 3-game set with the Tigers, the AL Central leaders. The Blue Jays host the Astros tonight, while the Red Sox face the A's again in Sacramento. Fan weather is sponsored by Moderna. It is 69 degrees and mostly sunny in Central Park. And that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Mets or Yankees, Jets or Giants, doesn't matter. WFAN breaks it all down with passion, knowledge, and non-stop New York energy. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
Mnexspike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA by Moderna is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mnexspike.com. That's MNEXSPIKE.com.
Hey, FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet. Bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You could build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here, and the only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel? You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With next day delivery available straight to your job site, it's easy to keep jobs running smoothly with the Home Depot. Plus, with pricing benefits for pros and top quality brands, you only have to make one stop for the whole job. The Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest inventory of name brand tires at discount prices, including Michelin tires, which give you the perfect match. A relaxing driving experience from your vehicle, along with all-season design for superior performance that stands out from the crowd. And Town Fair stands out from other dealers with a guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires and gives you more free services for life than anywhere. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, September 10th, when the Yankees host the Detroit Tigers, and get ready to receive a very special giveaway. It's Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees New York or Nowhere knit hat presented by Benjamin Moore. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and Tigers on Yankees New York or Nowhere Knit Hat Night, September 10th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
On the Fan, the BT Sal show on the Fan is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
Well, we've had missives over the years here at the Fan, as we know. We now have tweets.
What do we got? King Cohen?
Nope.
Oh,
not your boy.
Figured I'd be on top of that one.
He's usually quiet when the Mets aren't playing well, as we know, so he hasn't said much lately. Russell Wilson has dropped a little tweet here.
Oh, God.
It's my reaction as well.
Russell Wilson.
It's not incredibly wordy. It's a little vague in terms of the quarterback room. Okay. I will let you guess.
Well,
it's
I was going to guess.
It's only 2 words.
I was going to say, let's get it. Something corny like that.
Something corny based on, it's Hawks, go Hawks, and all the other cheeseball things he did in Seattle. Close, basically depicting the same mindset. Would you like me to tell you what he tweeted 42 minutes ago? 2 words, mentally tough, period. Russ, listen, Russ. Giant fans aren't going to let this fly for too long, man. I say this, I think Russ is a real great competitor, and I think he's, even though corny, a great guy, like a well-purposed person, I should say. Like, I think he tries to do the right thing. I really do. But he needs to understand the venom that the Giant fan has had for a long, long time. You're not one of us. You weren't drafted by the Giants. You weren't developed by the Giants. Nobody wants to see your corny tweets. Go about your job, as I know you will, because I know he's a hard worker. Get your team in the end zone or take a seat and be quiet. These tweets aren't going to fly for much longer.
Now, this is not like the reason why the Giants sucked Sunday was not because of Russell Wilson. All right. Now, he might have been a part of that, whatever you might.
He definitely was.
Certainly past his prime. Yeah, I mean, he's not, to me, the focal point. They've rotated multiple quarterbacks. The offense can't score touchdowns. So, to me, it's more about the head coach and the overall scheme and all that stuff. But that aside, is someone, in fact, mentally tough if they feel the need to tweet out that they are mentally tough? Because I would counter the other way. I would say somebody who is, in fact, mentally tough does not feel the need to go to social media to let everybody else know that they're mentally tough.
It's a unique way of looking at it. But that, to be fair, anytime that whether you or I, and we haven't had many reasons to clap back at anybody on social media, but then that would imply if we or when we've clapped back in the past that the intention was not necessarily to clap back, that it could have been something else. Like, that's a slippery slope.
But clapping back is a reason.
Well, maybe he's clapping back at the haters. Maybe he's basically saying, hey, listen, maybe he flipped on the Fan yesterday for a minute, or maybe he seems like the kind of guy who searches his mentions and sees what's being written about him on X. Maybe that's his way of saying, all right, I see what you're saying, and I'm going to tell you that I am mentally tough, and I'm going to go out and back it up on Sunday against Dallas and do it.
But I don't think this is I don't think this is the situation where it's about the starting quarterback not being good enough. Russell Wilson's barely been here. Mm-hmm. I think the issue here is that everybody wants to see Jackson Dart. It has nothing to do with Russell Wilson. It could be anybody. It could be Jameis Winston. It could have been Aaron Rodgers. It could be anybody. I think it's more about Jackson Dart in this spot as opposed to Daniel Jones stinks. Let's get Tommy DeVito in, or the backup quarterback. Yeah. The starter hasn't even. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is more about the excitement of Jackson Dart and not about the futility or failures of Russell Wilson, who's been here for a game.
I think for the most part, I agree with you. I think that you're right, but I also think that there was a different. I don't want to overstate this, a little bit of a different energy with Russell Wilson coming in because he's had more success than Jones. He can he could still throw a deep ball. Like the guy that I saw playing on Sunday, he's just chucking and ducking. Like he
was under duress the whole game.
I know, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm not dumping this at his doorstep. The play calling was unimaginative and awful. Sometimes they overthought it, like we talked about with Baldinger. Most times they didn't think at all. They couldn't run. They couldn't stop the run. The Giants looked awful. We know this. I'm not saying it was Russell Wilson's fault entirely, but the thought is that, a younger, more dynamic athlete whose head is up rather than Russ, whose eyes are down because he's afraid to get hit, or not afraid, but you know what I mean, doesn't want to get hit, and he anticipates getting hit. I just think that there was a little, for me, I thought that Russell Wilson would have a fairly decent first month or so, 6-7 games to the season, where, I'll give you a touchdown pick ratio, 7 games, maybe 12 touchdowns, 5 picks, kind of protect the ball, just get in the end zone enough to keep his job and look like a representative quarterback. So that's where I was with that. But yes, it's mostly about Dart, if not entirely, for many people.
We both agreed Russell Wilson should start week 2, stick to the plan. What would be your breaking point where you say, okay, definitively, you got to go with Jackson Dart now?
I hate to be so influenced, but I am of the mindset that when people who know more than me speak, I'm going to listen to him. Now, doesn't mean I'm going to automatically change my opinion, but I might hear. I might be now of the mindset, because everybody tells me that's been around him, how resilient and how intelligent Jackson Dart really is. And it doesn't seem as risky to throw him out there soon. I'm going to say that I'm okay with him playing half number 2 against Dallas if Russ ain't getting it done. However, I will also add this, despite the fact making fun of his tweets and all this stuff. I think that Russ is actually going to score a couple of touchdowns, and the Giants will be, I don't know if they'll win. They'll look functional offensively. Dallas' defense stinks.
I think 0-4. I'm giving Russ this game. I'm giving Russ week 3 against the Chiefs. And I would still probably give Russ, although, I was saying, hey, come on, you can't throw the kid to the Wolves. And the more you hear it from Baldy, I'm with you. That it's not going to be as late as I initially thought. I didn't think we'd see him to maybe the bye week or week 11 or something like that. Week 11 at home. Yep. I would say if the Giants start 0-4, so it's not just weeks, it's also their start. That's what I'm getting into.
Yeah, no, I got you.
0-4, that to me would be like, okay, it's time to fire the salvo of going with Jackson Dart in New Orleans. The problem with that is that you get the Eagles, and then at Denver, and then at Philadelphia right behind it. Like, that's a tough stretch with 3 good defenses. Eagles twice and the Broncos there after the Saints game. But if you think he's ready, he's ready. Throw him to the Wolves. And if you're 0-4, if that's it, season's toasted 0-4. Probably going to be toasted 0-2 or 0-3, whatever it be. But I would
probably toast now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're right. But if you think they're going to do well in Dallas,
I think the offense is going to score. I don't know if they'll win. I think it's going to be a close, competitive, fun game.
I'm going to stay the course and stick to the plan. But if they went 0-4, to me, that would be, okay, it's Jackson Dart time.
Yeah, I mean, we harped on the schedule all year, and that's got to be the roadmap to at least get a sense of when we think he should play here. And I initially said week 10 at the Bears seemed like a logical spot. I also, early during the summer or midway through the summer, did initially kick the tires week 5 in New Orleans. But, you couldn't have a couple layups. Like, you couldn't play Carolina or the Browns or the Dolphins, who seem like they're imploding. Like, come on, this schedule stinks.
Sonny calling from Malvern. What's up, Sonny?
Sonny.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good.
What's happening, buddy?
Good. BT, I'm with you. Listen, I'm not a football expert. I'm not a quarterback whisperer, although I know a lot about football. I know a damn lot about Giant football. But I go according to the experts, right? Baldinger, Bill Sims, all these guys who know about quarterbacks. And if they say he's ready, and if they say to put him in ASAP, that's what I go according to. And to all these people who say you can't put him in behind that offensive line until the offensive line is ready, guys, when is the offensitive line going to be ready? They haven't had an offensive line right. Dating back to 2013, even the year in the playoffs against Green Bay, they paid $200 million for the defense. They screwed Eli Manning his last 5 years of his career, Daniel Jones, and now this year. So we have to wait for that offensive line to be ready. And let me tell you something, Andrew Thomas, for what it sounds like, he may not be ready all year. He may not be 100% all year.
But, Sonny,
so
here's the problem.
If we're waiting for that offensive line to be ready, we're going to be growing old, guys.
Understood. I said the same exact thing yesterday, and thanks for the call.
Thanks, bud.
Here's the problem with that. It's not just about, you're waiting for the offensive line to be ready. It's about setting the quarterback up to succeed. So if you throw a young quarterback, or any quarterback, but a young quarterback to the Wolves and put him on a team that's not ready because their offensive line isn't very good, you're asking for trouble. It doesn't mean that his career is going to be derailed and he's toast automatically. It does mean that maybe they're not doing the best thing to put him in a position to succeed. And all due respect to the greats who know the game far better than I ever could, whether it's Phil Simms or Carl Banks or Brian Baldinger or whoever, they're not always right either.
I agree.
So just because, and I do respect Baldy's opinion, obviously, when he said it last week, I was like, whoa. Put it on our radar. Like, I'm thinking week 11, bye week. He's saying week 5.
Yeah.
And then you see the week 1 performance, and I'm thinking, holy crap. Like, and obviously it's getting louder and louder, the calls for Jackson Dart. Doesn't mean that they're right, though. And remember, a lot of times it is the situation that these quarterbacks are put in. Josh Allen, for example. If the Giants drafted Josh Allen instead of Saquon Barkley, do you think he would be in the same spot he is in his career now than he is with the Buffalo Bills?
No, I don't. But I don't think he'd be broken. But he wouldn't be a perennial MVP candidate. Winning 12, 13 games, knocking on the door of the Super Bowl. No, because there was nothing around him.
Or Pat Mahomes with the Jets as opposed to the Chiefs.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. My answer is pretty much the same here. I think if Shane could get one do-over, well, aside from drafting like Evan Neal,
well, that would be the one.
But that would be the massive one. And this is not a knock on the player because he's damn good, but it's the wrong resource devoted to the wrong side of the ball at the wrong time. This is not dissing Burns. This is pointing out there were so many other obvious holes up front with the draft equity, with the money that you gave Burns, like to ignore that. I tweeted this morning, I can't prove this. Now, you could say the Jets quarterback room and shut me up very fast, and it's actually funny, and some people did tweet that. But I was just asking aloud, can anybody name the group of, whether it's an offensive line or a backcourt or a bullpen or a starting rotation, a group, like a position player, like a group of position players for any of our teams, power play, penalty kill for the Rangers, that has been so bad for so long, like the Giants' offensive line. Dude, we're talking almost 20 years they can't fix this thing.
Yeah, really, since Coughlin. Since Coughlin left, and maybe right at the end of Coughlin. That was Gettleman's first thing. He's going to get the hog mollies.
Ridiculous.
Hector's in Washington Heights. What's up, Heck?
What's up, guys? I got to be honest, man. I'm sick to my stomach. I've been sick to my stomach since last night watching this team. I'm sick to my stomach watching my buddy Sal, who I love, but you making me sick listening to you this morning with this positivity. And I don't know where you gain this confidence from.
That's from Tommy.
And I'm even more sick having to listen to Russell Wilson tweets and all. Like, I don't even want to watch this guy play. Let me tell you guys something. The Knicks better bring it this year because my other two teams, they really make me sick. And Sal, please, Sal, let's have a conversation here. What is there to be so confident about when you watch this team every day, besides the fact that, yes, I'll tell you, I'll give it to you. We'll make the playoffs. And if we face the Phillies 4 times, 4 series, we'll beat them all 4 series. But that's not
I don't even know about that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying if the Mets played the Phillies in the postseason that they'd beat them. All I'm saying is that they have had the Phillies number. Doesn't mean that they're going to beat the Phillies again. What I'm saying is you make it like it's the old days with the Mets. I'm saying that it's...
No. Forget about the old days, Sal.
Well, no, you can't. They've been as bad as they could be, right? Everybody's saying how inconsistent, how down of a year, and they're still in the playoffs. That, to me, they're better than the Reds. They're better than the Giants. The Padres
are they really?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, they are.
When you watch this team every night, do you come away with more answers or questions? Because I come away with more questions every night.
Me too.
I come away with questions about the manager whom we love. But does he really have a handle for this team this season? Like BT was saying, last year pushed all the right buttons. This year pushes almost all the wrong buttons. Now, a lot of times it's the players not executing. But who's going to execute? You want to talk about Edwin Diaz? Are you really confident in Edwin Diaz? And besides Edwin Diaz, who gives you confidence? Who gives you confidence? Are you confident in this offense? Are we ever going to come back in the game later in the game? So give me the answers. Give me the reasons. So I want to believe. I don't like to play.
I gave you the reasons before, and thank you for the call. If you're not confident in Edwin Diaz, I don't know what to tell you. There has been no bigger critic of Edwin Diaz than me, dating back to 2019. None. Not a single person has been more of a critic of Edwin Diaz than me. If you don't believe in Edwin Diaz at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Doesn't mean that he's perfect. Obviously, all relievers get beat at times. He's gotten the job done the majority of the time. If you're worried about him, you're barking up the wrong tree. There are a litany of other reasons. I'm confident in Juan Soto. That's another one. I'm confident that the fact that the Mets have a 3-game lead, 4 if you factor in the tiebreaker, over the Giants for the final playoff spot. So I'm confident they're going to make the playoffs. I'm confident in Noel McClain. I'm confident in Lindor and Alonso come postseason. I'm confident in Tyler Rogers and Brooks Raley in the back end of that bullpen, along with Edwin Diaz. So does it mean that it's going to work out? Who the hell knows? I have no idea. But I'm confident with, to me, legitimate reason. I'm also confident that nobody else in baseball, to me, looks unbeatable at this particular point.
So one thing, I've said this for a few situations, and I know we got a break here, where it makes me uncomfortable when we point to, even though you just pointed to things that the Mets do well, you ran through about 5 or 6 things. Like, sometimes when we're not sure about a situation, we're like, well, this team doesn't have this, or the league is missing this. Like the Yankees, the American League is weak, so they can. I prefer to look to more tangible reasons for the team to elevate them to a certain point rather than what's not around them. And too much this year, too many components of the Mets have been substandard. That doesn't mean it can't click, and it doesn't mean that Soto can't get on a heater again, which he probably will. Lindor hit a couple of clutch bombs. Pete do the same. Bullpen lock it down. Young kids come out throwing smoke and get some wins. Of course that could happen. But to me, it's just me, although I think Hector agrees, to me there seems more wrong with the Mets than right. When they change that, that's when I'll change how I feel about the Mets.
Right, but all I'm saying is you're not watching the other teams every night either. Because if you did that...
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. But I do think the Padres have a little bit more talent. I do think the Phillies have been more consistent. The Brewers have definitely been more consistent. The Dodgers have championship DNA, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think they get bored with the regular season. So, it's a little bit in between, a little bit of everything there.
Padres are coming off a stretch where they've been they've won 3 in a row here. Outside of that, and 2 of them were against the Rockies.
No.
Outside of that, dude, they got swept by the Orioles at home.
The Orioles are playing very good baseball lately.
They lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins.
No.
They have been getting beat left and right.
How many wins do they have? I don't have it in front of me. Hold on.
Give me a second. I'll pull it up right here. I just had it.
All right, so I got it too. So the Padres have 79, and the Mets have 76.
Yeah.
As you point out all the things the Padres are doing wrong, they got 3 more wins than the Mets,
right?
Who also lost 3 or 4 to the to the Marlins.
Yeah, right.
It's the same script here, except the Padres have 3 more wins.
Okay,
and I think they're a little bit better.
Right now, they have 3 more wins. Last week, they were tied.
I understand that, but I'm saying I also think they have.
In a week from today, they could be tied again, or the Mets could have 3 more wins.
I grant you that. I also think that the Padres are a little more talented.
Okay, but we'll find out.
I agree.
I would have thought so too, but the Padres have cratered. Since the trade deadline, the Padres have not been playing well. The Padres are supposed to go win that division too and go out there with the Dodgers. And by the way, the Dodgers themselves have cratered. The Dodgers have 80 wins. The big bad Dodgers, we thought were unbeatable, going to win 110 games. They have 80 wins.
Yeah, I look at a team like the Dodgers, though, I don't think they take the regular season that seriously.
Okay.
That's a team I've got to give the benefit of. Now, they probably should have won another World Series more so than they have.
Right.
But, come on, champions a year ago.
Understood,
They do this every year. They rip off 100 and something wins. They're a different level of evaluation for me.
Maybe, but maybe not. Sometimes they go out in the postseason with 100 wins. Maybe they get in the postseason with 90 wins this year and they have success. I have no idea. But all I'm saying is I'm not scared of the Dodgers. Dodgers don't look unbeatable to me. And I'll take my chances in a short series. Maybe the Mets, who have played up to their opponent, maybe they have been waiting to get to the postseason. I don't know. That's not right, but who's to say? And like I said, I gave you the legit reasons before. It's not about everybody else. I still think they have some pieces in place here. The city's biggest indoor pickleball event coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Those are great too. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. The pickleball tournament is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Going on a drive deep to left. Got a chance. Giddy up, baby.
The Yankees take on the Tigers. 7:05 tonight. Driven by Jeep.
And it is gone.
That was an extraordinary play.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play on the home of Yankees baseball. The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free the Odyssey app.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. Play of the day is the Phillies at -130 at home against the Mets. Philly starter Ranger Suarez has been fantastic this year. Over his last 3 starts, he's given up just 1 run over his last 18 innings. Philly has been great in this spot as well, going 46-23 at home and 68-44 as favorites. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app. Please gamble responsibly.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. FanDuel's getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet $5 and get $300 back in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style is, FanDuel's got you covered. The NFL season is officially here and back. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/BT and download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/BT. We love the app around here. It is safe and secure, and when you win, get paid right away. FanDuel's the official partner of us here at WFAN. 21 plus and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And for help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Get ready for more BT and Sal on the Fan.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on the Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Start your engines and your savings with Roto-Rooter. Download the Roto-Rooter app for exclusive discounts. Plus, enter to win the Speed Stakes VIP Race Day experience right from the app. You pick the race. We'll cover the tickets, flight, hotel, and race day cash. Plumbing problems? Trust a team that operates like a pit crew. Roto-Rooter for fast and reliable service. Get the Roto-Rooter app now and race towards big savings and maybe even the checkered flag. Click on Speed Stakes within the Roto-Rooter app for details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Luxury just got tripled with Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Mercedes-Benz of Union, and Ray Cattina of Freehold. 3 powerhouse locations in New Jersey. 1 legendary name, Ray Cattina. More inventory, featuring one of the East Coast's largest selections of new and pre-owned Mercedes-Benz vehicles. More convenience with 3 state-of-the-art service centers to keep your Mercedes-Benz running like new. And of course, legendary Ray Cattina customer service, where you always come first. Experience the power of 3 at benzfam.com.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We're just talking about World Series odds. It's interesting to me. Yankees at 8-1, which is a good price. I mean, you look at the American League. Yankees right now, you could argue, are clearly the best team in the American League. Even with Toronto being in front of them by 2 games, we'll see what happens. Yanks back in action, obviously, tonight against the Tigers, a playoff team. So the Yanks continue their stretch against these good teams. Took 2 out of 3 from the Stros, took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays. Tigers up next. That'll be 3 straight division winners that the Yanks can get here if they win these 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I'm getting a little antsy. If I'm not careful, I might click enter here and actually jump into this during the segment. I'm looking at these World Series. I feel good about the Yankees. Not great, but I'm feeling good about the Yankees, better than I felt in a while. Listen, they had to beat some good teams, and to beat the Astros with that dope umpire, first night behind the plate, the other night at third base, he was a mess. They win 2 out of 3. And then the previous series was a big one. You had to show that you could beat Toronto, so it's a smaller sample. But, the Yankees do have good pitching. Bellinger's been really good. Wells' bat's starting to wake up. But, man, I am so curious what they're going to do these big games with Volpe. I mean, do they keep running him? I don't know that they're going to run him out there. I don't know that they will.
He can't throw the ball. Everything he's fielding, he's going backwards on.
Yeah.
Like that to me, forget about his offense, which is one thing. The defense to me is just, there's no way you could, you cannot have Anthony Volpe playing defense in the postseason. You want to do these games the regular season, try to get him right, maybe. There's nothing to me that would convince me that he's going to do anything that would warrant starting him in the playoffs.
I watched a video. This is like next level dimension geekville, I admit it, but I would say somebody try to find this. I don't even know who had it, but there was a slow video breaking down why he's having trouble throwing the ball. And basically, the person, the author, if you will, tied it to his upper extremity where he rotates so much to get a little extra zip on the ball because he does have a weak arm, as we know, that it's led to all these other mechanical flaws, and it takes an extra beat to obviously get that torso turned so that the runners are getting more steps. So as he's turning to get more juice on the ball, there's a little more time for these guys to get down the line. Then he's got to rush it. Then he spikes it in the dirt.
Yeah,
it was not a very encouraging video.
Too many times he's done that. All right, BT and Sal on the Fan. Let's get back to the phones. 888-808-1019, the number to call. DJ is calling from East Brunswick. What's up, DJ?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good.
What's up, bud?
All right, I just want to agree with you guys on 2 points and then make my final points for the Giants. BT, you're absolutely right. 20 years, this O-line has been absolutely garbage. Besides 1 year where it managed to make the playoffs. Sal, this is definitely on Shannon Dable. If nothing prospers from this, if Jackson's not good or he doesn't even see the field this year, they got to go. And other teams around the league that have worse histories than the Giants are seeing what their young quarterbacks have. Tennessee, Minnesota. The guy needs to have experience against competition to see if he's going to get better and prosper from underneath Dable or any other coach that they bring in. He has to start now. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
DJ. I just would worry about, I'm not opposed. Look, I want to see him just like everybody else. I also want to see him succeed, so I want to make sure he's in the best spot to succeed. Minnesota is not a good example because they have been a great team for a while here. They have the foundation. They've had Sam Darnold succeed last year. Good God. The Giants screwed up Daniel Jones. The owner said it himself. They screwed him up every which way they could. And even when they had success the 1 year with Brian Daboll and Shane, we were thinking it was the way out. They went back the other way. And then he has great success in week 1 with the Colts. You heard Baldy tell us that it was the scheme and the way that the Colts have set up Daniel Jones to making the right throws and right reads and all that stuff. Why would I think then that this system is going to have Jackson Dart succeeding?
Listen, maybe Daboll's not that good.
Well,
maybe he's not that good.
And here's what's going to happen. They're eventually, whether it's week 3, 5, 10, whatever, eventually they're going to go to Jackson Dart. Probably sooner than later. We agree with that?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be the full evaluation. It's going to be a love fest for Jackson Dart regardless. And it's going to be the full final evaluation of Brian Daboll. If Jackson Dart does not look good, really good, everybody's going to want Daboll out of town. They're going to end up firing probably at least Daboll and maybe Shane and Daboll. And then you're going to have a new coach come in, which is the exact thing we wanted to avoid. He's going to have Jackson Dart.
Yep.
And then that evaluation begins, new coach with Jackson Dart, and so on.
Well, because it just seems like we're going to get to that point in all probability.
It seemed like that a year ago. It seemed like we were going to get there.
It did, but it's even worse now. It's more complicated now because one or two. Let's just say for a moment, Daboll's not here next year, right? I don't know about Shane, but let's say they get a new coach. Well, one or two things going to happen. You get a coach. You look for a coach who loves Dart, which means the pool has less depth of potential head coach candidates because there might be a terrific coach out there that doesn't like Dart. But since Dart's in the building, you're not going to hire that guy who doesn't like Dart. So that's already limiting the pool of potentially good coaches. Or you say, okay, you know what? We're just going to do something that might not be a great fit and get a guy who likes Dart but doesn't love him, but we like him as a coach, and that's not a perfect fit.
The only way out of this is that's it. There's one last thing to say.
Here's the bottom. Dart's got to be a stud. That's how everybody gets a lifeline.
Bingo. Dart comes in, changes the offense. The Giants actually score touchdowns. Can you imagine that? Jackson Dart comes in, they score touchdowns even with this offensive line, even without Andrew Thomas, even with these same receivers. They score touchdowns. Then you make the case of, okay, Shane and Daboll got it right. There's potential, even if it doesn't result in wins right away, you'll know, regardless of the result of the win-losses, you'll know whether Dart's got it or not. And if he does show that, then Shane and Daboll can remain here, and you hope to build a winner around Jackson Dart. But we're going to find out this year definitively one way or another.
All right, let me ask you this here. So I just pulled this up because I'm still on FanDuel. Right now, wow. Okay, now there's different odds. Wow, this is really, I haven't gone too into the weeds in this and actually placing these bets. I might have to. So right now, the over-under for the Giants, under 3.5 wins is at plus 280. Would you bet over, or would you go the under and take the 280?
I would go over that.
You would?
3.5 wins?
Yeah. I mean, they're already 0-1, and the schedule's brutal, and the odds are phenomenal at plus 280.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe just don't touch it.
No, if anything, I would go over 3.5. But 3.5 is what? Minus what?
No, over 3.5 is minus 340.
Yeah, so
I am not laying 340 to win $100.
What's over 4.5?
They don't go that far.
Okay.
It goes 1.5, 2.
That's why those things. I mean, you don't think the Giants are going to lose, win 3 games this year, do you?
I don't, but in terms of value, which is different from forecasting, from a betting perspective, plus 280 to be under 3.5 right now seems pretty appealing. Giants look like they stink again on offense. 888-808-1019. It's BT and Sal here on the Fan. Get back to these calls, wrap it up. We got Evan and Tiki coming up next here. Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical, but did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the one before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I went back to look at Justin some of his games that he had played in Chicago and Pittsburgh. I mean, he had some really good games. I mean, but this game was a game where, he only threw 22 times. They ran the ball really effectively, and they want to become a more physical offensive football team.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. The Buffalo Bills are used to historic comebacks. In 1992, backup Bills QB Frank Reich led a then-record 32-point comeback in the AFC wildcard game. Last night, they became the first team in NFL history to overcome a 15-point deficit in the final 4 minutes to beat Baltimore. The amazing thing, it didn't feel that shocking. They have Josh Allen at quarterback, which means for them, nothing is impossible. Maybe even finally winning a Super Bowl. I'm Andrew Perloff.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Town Fair Tire, Connecticut's largest discount tire dealer. Because we give you the guaranteed lowest price and we honor every manufacturer's rebate. We even honor all our competitors' rebates. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus? You pulling my leg? No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points. Pulling a fast one? No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always 0 down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xe, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, do it sign Cherokee $38.94, Wrangler $43.94, add tax tag $498 dock and DMV.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 20% off at chefiq.com.
Run or walk with Giants legends.
The Giants Foundation will host a 5K race and kids run presented by Quest on Sunday, October 26th at 9 a.m. at MetLife Stadium. Net proceeds will benefit the Giants Foundation. All participants will receive a commemorative t-shirt, and after the race, stay for a post-race festival with appearances by Giants legends and a live DJ. Register now at giants.com/5K. The Giants Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Call of the Day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's Call of the Day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Greg is in Queens. What's up, Greg?
Hey, good morning, guys. 3 quick points. Number one, where would the Mets be without Pete Alonso this year that David Stearns did not want to sign? Number two, the Phillies will sweep the Mets the next 2 games, and you guys are going to have a lot to talk about.
Well, they can't sweep them the next 2 games.
Why not?
It's a 4-game series.
Okay, sweep them in the next 4.
Next 3. They already got one.
Well, I'm just saying, I think the Phillies are going to just wipe them out in this series. And number 3, David Stearns. What has he done for this club since he's been here? He didn't want to sign Alonso. He didn't get involved with Juan Soto. Look at the trade deadline. And I bring up this analogy, and I don't want to talk about the Yankees, but weeks ago everybody's talking about Boone and Cashman, and nobody's talking about David Stearns. What's going on here?
Well, there you have it. Call of the Day. We talked a lot of Mets so far. In case you missed it, check it out on the free Odyssey app. I do want to mention Aaron Boone for a second here, BT. He's on with Talking Yanks podcast in his weekly spot, and they were pressing him pretty good on Volpe and the idea of having him sit more. And Boone did not defiantly shoot that down, as you could tell, because Caballero isn't getting more playing time. But the way that I took it is that he said flat out that he expects Caballero to get a start in this series, maybe even next series. I think
at short or in the outfield.
No, at short.
Okay, go ahead.
That's the way that they made it.
Some outfield,
yeah, no, because they were talking about Volpe. He said he liked, the guys are suggesting that they sit Volpe for a while and have Caballero take over at short, which might be inevitable in the postseason anyway. And Boone saying, well, he likes Caballero's versatility off the bench, doesn't need to see him out there for a prolonged stretch. He knows he can handle it. I do think, and the guys even brought this example up, Jake and John Boy, talking about how with IKF, remember, shoved down our throat, and then all of a sudden he wasn't in the postseason. I think that's what's going to happen here. I mean, to me, the writing's on the wall. It's clear as day. The Yankees aren't stupid. They went as long as they could, giving Volpe every chance that they possibly could. Yeah. To a point where we're all like, dude, what the hell's going on? Mm-hmm. And maybe they should have acknowledged it earlier. Wouldn't got this loud or this bad. There's no way Volpe could stand at shortstop in the postseason.
I don't disagree. He's got a little more runway. You know, if he plays tonight and he has a good game, probably running back out there tomorrow. If he could get a little hot, that could change things a little bit.
Don't you think the lineup's already set like a week out?
No, not for a week. Oh, come on. You're an ass.
No, I'm saying, Booney.
No way.
Booney, he's probably got, like he said to the guys, like, yeah, he'll probably get a start this series and next series. In my mind, I'm thinking, dude, who are you fooling? You've already got the lineup scheduled out the rest of the season here.
Well, we did see the Yankees bench him after he had a 3-hit night.
That's what I'm saying.
Which but no, I don't think it's out for a week or so. I do think that there's obviously some future planning based on the immediacy of the pitching matchups, lefty, righty, split, stuff like that. But I mean, I think it's fluid, man. I think it's as simple as if Volpe wakes up and starts playing, he plays. If he doesn't, he sits.
All right, Dave is calling from Smithtown about the Mets. What's up, Dave?
Hey, Sal, listen, as a Mets fan, bring on October, baby. Phillies, Dodgers, Blue Jays, and Red Sox after they beat the Yankees. I'm ready for it. Now, listen, Sal, I know a lot of calls have been giving you hell about your positivity, but let me say this. And look, if you struggle all year and you get in, whatever happens, happens. I can deal with that. And it's not about, the Mets not winning the World Series in 40 years. But here's the thing that ticks me off as a fan. They go back to 3 years ago. The Jets are 7-4. They spit the bit. What was the rest of the games? The Rangers win a President's Trophy, get bowed out early, miss the playoffs the next year. The Mets have a big division lead like they had in 2007, fall apart. That's the thing that's really frustrating to me as a sports fan. Right now I'm excited, but I just don't understand why these mental breaks breakdowns happen. I just want your opinion on that.
I don't know if it's thank you for the call, Dave. I don't know if it's a mental break. First of all, you guys are the ones who are having the mental breakdown. The Mets are still in the playoffs. They were in the playoffs the whole year. And you're calling and worried about it not happening. That's the mental breakdown. They either just don't have the right guys together, they don't have good enough players. Like, we'll find out at the end result right now. And this is what's frustrating to me, where it's like, all of a sudden, can you imagine I'm being painted as the picture of positivity? No, I'm being realistic. They are in the playoffs. They have maintained a playoff spot the entire year. So how is that being positive? We'll find out sooner than later about what this team's really made of, and then we can assess and judge them.
Okay, so a lot of this is piecing things together, admittedly. Opinions mostly derived from what we've seen so far that lead us to another opinion on what the Mets will do the rest of the year. But the one thing, let me just point out a baseball thing, which is why I'm a little worried for the Mets here, because now I said it, but we all said it. You got to get a stick. I remember saying, like, in May, like, dude, center fielders, it's just, you need a center fielder. They got one. He's not good. So the issue that they had at the lower third of their batting order, we thought it was addressed to an extent with Mullins, but it has not been. And that was a big problem that I saw and talked about in real time that I thought they addressed enough where it was. And then Vientos was starting to hit. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Alvarez,
up
Mauricio,
and down. Although that at-bat yesterday was awful. But for sure.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Those guys, they either have it or they don't. Like, Vientos has been inconsistent. Alvarez gave an at-bat last night that looked like he belonged back in the minor leagues.
I think it was the worst at-bat I've seen this year. He missed 3 pitches by a combined 9 feet. He was just guessing. He was whiffing. He was off the mark.
He was going
by
up there waiting
miles.
for the heat, trying to hit it 10 miles.
And that guy's tough. I get it. But you're a major leaguer. You're not a rookie even. You shouldn't look that bad. On 1 pitch, okay. 3, no. But like Mullins, like and I know that they tried, and this is not just because I thought Mullins would be fine. Not amazing, but fine for him. Good. Like, I'm not here to just gratuitously take these shots at Stearns. He tried to make a move. It has not worked out, which means the lower part of the order is still a problem. And when the top guys don't hit, and right now they're not hitting, the Mets don't hit.
We'll see what happens tonight with both the Mets and the Yankees. Look forward to